Tsunami and left sickness, danger valley. Quick to transgress, playing with fire, continually. The retinal scans as them advance other technology. Where they stop, only one knows the Almighty. Some serial killers come from the woman laboratory. Eugenics project side effect, torment the baby. Medicinal bag of chips we feed the greedy dummy. Marionette of the money power hungry. No remorse and no way out and no sympathy. Continue to run your mouth and how you gon' see. Money-wise, you itching to be destructive. Never have nothing good to give. Blatant with your negative. Wolf away, wolf loading. Wickedly inquisitive. My life is your prerogative. Don't need to be instructive. Don't try tell me how to live. The vision is so distorted. The mission was interrupted. Curtain coming down and them you don't get your moment of fame. Things they call an act of God. Nearly an act of man trying to be God. Set up that anti-life of illusion and invited the whole world to them yard. Subliminal messages intruding so rude when invading the thoughts. The one go silence the lamp, but the lamp protected by light. Anti-life of illusion and invited the whole world to them yard. Subliminal messages intruding so rude when invading the thoughts. The one go silence the lamp, but the lamp protected by lion.
Shalom, shalom. Can I be heard?
Yes, sir. You can be heard loud and clear.
Can I be seen clearly?
Very clear.
All right, all right. Yeah, I'm here sitting in the chair and got a little cramp in my leg. I'm like, oh man. I'm all right.
Need some potassiums.
Yeah.
Some potassiums.
It's one of those days. All right, Shalom, Rebbe. How are you this evening? How are you?
I'm alive and kicking. I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm just as beat as you.
All right.
And but we're gonna get this thing done. All praise to the Most High.
All right.
Doing all right.
Shalom, Elder.
Shalom, shalom.
Hey,
Oh,
Shalom, Elder. You sound like you got something in the mouth.
yeah, he's
Yeah, I'm here doing something.
All
Shalom, shalom.
right, Elder. Shalom. Enjoy. Just take it easy. Well, Shalom, family, and welcome back again to another Friday Night Live. Greetings to each and every one of you. We thank the Most High for His love, His mercy, which truly endures forever. All the different things we've been throughout this week, this Gentiles week. It is a blessing to know that our Heavenly Father has given us health and strength that we can at least come together and to look at His Word, look at the times, and to keep ourselves in line. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves going far astray because of this world, this fictitious world that has been created for us, by the heathen. But the reality is that the earth is slowly going from bad to worse, and we are learning more and more that we gotta try to survive in this wilderness, as the class is going to be. We gotta find ways to survive and to overcome. So we're grateful, and I say shalom to the families down in the Caribbean. Shalom, happy Friday Night Live. The Mishpachah down in South and Central America. Shalom to you all. Right here in these divided states of America, shalom to each and every one of you. To the families across the border in Canada, in the UK, in Africa, Europe, Middle East, the far east and all the islands of the sea, we say shalom and greetings. As you all are coming in, thank you for coming in and welcome back again. I hope that you all are doing well wherever you are. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So, with that said, we are going to open up with a word of prayer. I do have a short announcement I want to make, but I'll do it after prayer. Just an inquiry. We'll do it after prayer in a moment. And I see that Mishpachah is slowly coming in. I think what it is, Brother Shay, it's the time. The time has changed, right? And there's more light. So it kind of throws people off where you're running around thinking that, hey,
I have
we still
time.
got time. When you look at the time, you realize, oh man,
Got no time.
yeah, kind of throw people off. So it's gonna take a minute for many of the family to adjust to the new
Summertime.
yeah, right here in the northern part of this world. Those of you who are close to the equator, um, the sun is probably already set anyway. You know, at 6 o'clock, 6:30, that's it, lights out. Hallelujah. So with that said, Elder, are you able to render tefillah right now?
Ellis is ready and he's kicking.
He's kicking. All right. Well, kick in the mic, Elder. Kick in the mic.
Hallelujah.
All praises.
Hallelujah.
All right.
Hallelujah. Amen. Glory to Yahweh. Glory to Yahweh. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Father, in the name of our soon coming King, we come before your presence. We give you thanks and praise for your loving kindness, your tender mercies, your blessing. You take us out and you bring us back home safe. We give you all the thanks and praise. Tonight, Father, as we gather together to listen to your words another Friday Night Lives, we pray that thou may prepare us. We pray that may speak to our teacher, Brother O'Shea, to him, through him, for him. Brother Yona, as they read and as they teach together, may your name be praised. May all of us enjoy the meeting, the service tonight, and give you thanks and praise. Remember the sick, remember those that are not feeling well. We ask you, Father, that thou may rest your holy hand upon their body, that they too may be healed, and give you thanks and praise. Give you thanks, we praise you. Through your Son Yahushua we pray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Elder. I think his mic probably needs to be boosted up a little bit. I hope yours is coming through okay, because my volume is turned up quite a bit here. So I want to make sure, Brother Shay, that you're coming through nice and clear. You're speaking, but we can't hear you, Brother Shay.
No, I know. I had it lower down. I was
Okay.
talking in the back here.
All right, you sound much better now.
Yeah, go ahead. You see, you got an announcement.
Yeah, Mishpachal, I have a brother who reached out to me with regards to housing, a place to stay, probably a room to rent or something. He's out in Queens. His name is Brother Derek. He is in need of, he's working, he got his own thing going, but unfortunately, there was some scam foreclosure stuff that happened to him. And so he's just asking for, if anyone is in the Queens area, and you can reach out to me, let me know if you know of anyone who has an apartment for rent or a room for rent or something. If you can, if you live in the Queens area, just send me an email. Let me know if you can, if you know of anyone. Okay, so he's not asking for anything other than a place to stay. If that's possible, that will be great. Let me see, Brother Shay, you're sending me. Okay, no problem. So yeah, the brother is and he's not. This kind of stuff happens all the time, where, you know, when you turn to serve the Most High, you always gonna go through some things. You're always gonna have some issues that's gonna come up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go real quick to the book of Sirach. I'm not gonna pull it up on the screen because Brother Shay is running the screen right now. But in Sirach chapter 3, I believe it is, I'm gonna turn to my scrolls, and if y'all can turn there too, while Brother Shay is taking care of something there. I think it's 3, is it 4? It's actually 2. Sirach chapter 2, verses 1. It says, "My son, if you come to serve Yahweh, prepare your soul for temptation. Set your heart aright and constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that you may be increased at your last end." And here's the part in verses 4. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon you, take cheerfully." Chair is, when you read those words, you gotta. It's kind of tough because he's asking us to wear a smile or to take it, and keep it moving. Whatever things come upon us, he says, take it cheerfully and be patient when you are changed to a low estate. We all have been in a situation that we didn't desire, we didn't put ourselves into. We had plans, and the plans didn't work out the way it's supposed to, and things change. And usually, we know that if you're a heathen, that can happen. But usually, whenever you come to serve the Most High, it's always expected for you to go through some type of trial and tribulation. Either at home with your family, you may have a good job, a good place to stay, but you're catching hell with your family. Or when you go to work, just because of who you are, how you carry yourself, you're going to catch hell, right? So your family might be good, but work is terrible. It really depends. You might have a house. This is why I keep saying to the Mishpachah over and over again, right? Try to live debt-free. Many of us, myself included, the things that I know now, had I known it 30 years ago, my life would have been a lot different. Now, what I mean by that is, a lot of us, we tend to think about the 30-year mortgage. We look for the insurance policy of a good job, quote unquote, a good job, good education, all these things. But Health is not guaranteed for anyone. You might be in good health, but a family member may not be in good health. So whatever monies that you have here that you accumulated for your retirement is going to have to go take care of some other things. And this is why a lot of times when you get halfway through your 30-year mortgage, you find yourself having to refinance your home or trying to take money out for whatever reasons, because life things, happens, right? And so as an Israelite, we're going to face adversity. He says, for gold is tried in fire. So we have to look at ourselves as gold, all right? Reading from Sirach 2, and now we're looking at verses 5. Sirach 2 and 5. And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, believe in him. Again, he says, believe in the Most High, and he will help you. Well, you have to put your trust in him. You must have faith in him, and he will help you. Order your way aright and trust in him. That's how we got to be. So we all gonna have. I've known people who believe that they are like a floating island. I got my own stuff. Everything is going good. I'm self-employed. A lot of things is going good. This ship could never sink. In other words, they're like the Titanic, built strong, looking good, got all the music. Everything is happening great for them until one iceberg in their life ripped the bottom, not even the top, but the bottom where you can't see, apart, and your life is torn. And sometimes you can never recover. So when we keep those things in mind, just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean that it's never going to happen to you. It may not be happening to you now, but it could happen to any one of us. Any one of us a situation could just happen, and all of a sudden you can be homeless. You can be financially destroyed. Your health can be in bad shape. I mean, so many things could happen, right? I remember there was a musician friend of mine who traveled the world playing different genres of music. They said that one day he came home from work or whatever. He sat in his I guess it's a lazy boy chair or something like that. He sat there and he was gone. Just sit down. That's it. Sat down and lights was out. That's it. And just think about that. So I don't want this to be like the bringing out the violins or whatever it is, but I think we all understand how life really works. And so this brother, again, his name is Brother Derek. He's out in Queens. If anyone, and he's asking for like maybe something to rent. He got his own money, so he's not worried about that. But he just wants to be able to get a place to stay, rent a room or whatever. So if anyone lives out in Queens, send me an email, and I will try to connect that to him. One of the things that I must say before I stop here is that with all of us, we don't know each other on a personal level. So there's always going to be some skepticism, right? When it comes to people, there's always going to be some doubts and things of that nature. That is natural. That's your guard. That's what you got to do to protect yourself. So however we help, but always keep in mind, sometimes people don't wish you well. So whatever we do, take everything with a grain of salt. Whether you give or receive, always make sure, as they say in the military, watch your six. Watch yourself. Be careful. All right? Watch your back. Be careful, because you never know. In this world, you got all kinds of people. I remember when I was on the YouTube thing, they had people that was trying to use my name to scam others. And it was brought to my attention. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. Also, one last thing, Mishpachah, I reached out to YouTube once again to appeal their ruling trying to get the whole channel back, because they got the thing on backup disk. They can just pull the whole channel back up with everything and all the subscribers and everything on it. I have heard other people who was able to get their channel back. They were banned from YouTube. They had like 2-3 channels and they were shut down, and then they appealed and they got the channel back. But so I appealed to YouTube, and YouTube says we are standing by our community guidelines. We are not going to reinstate your channel. That's it. So it must be something more than what we really think it is. It must be something more. It's either a very disgruntled Israelite who don't really care for anything that has been said, or it could be Ashkenaz, the Ish, it could be a number of things. But nevertheless, the Most High is glorified in all things. We will keep it moving. We are doing well so far. Everything is going well. And we'll just keep it moving, right? So thank the Most High for his love, his mercy. And Brother O'Shea, it's all yours. Shalom, Kifa. How are you?
Shalom, shalom. Doing great. Shalom, everyone out there.
All right.
All right, I'm back. Can you hear me very well? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, bring the mic a little closer to the mouth.
Sure, these wires are not jiggled. Hold on. All right, how about now?
That's better.
Okay. Yes, Mishpachah, you hear what Rebbe was talking about. Many things can occur. Many things can happen. And the rate of how things are going in this world right now, we ought to be prepared. So tonight's class, I'm not going over stuff really like how we did before. I'm going to go into some things in depth to kind of give us some how-to and some examples and stuff. Tonight's class is called Surviving the Wilderness, Praying, Practicing, and Preparing. Praying, practicing, and preparing. So hopefully we can glean some stuff from it tonight and prepare our families for what is to come to pass. Because as in every captivity, the Most High protected his own. Even though he put us in captivity, he protected his own. And we have plenty of examples in every captivity that he has put his own people in certain situations from the bottom and raised them all the way to the top and then brought them out. So it is no difference, especially when it comes to the end of the days that we find ourselves in. All right, so what comes to mind? I'm gonna ask this question, and in the chat, I know we have a few folks in the chat tonight, and as they're coming in. Question I want to ask, what comes to mind when we see the title Surviving the Wilderness? So in the chat you can put whatever comes to mind when you see the words Surviving the Wilderness. And you can see in the yellow poster or guidebook, it says the Wilderness Survival Guide right over here. The practical skills you need for the great outdoors. And you see, has a couple pictures on it. Wildlife here, a teepee, plants, nuts, fish, hot pot or cooking, tools, more trees, the elements, fire, so forth. In the middle here it says navigation, food, shelter, and first aid, because a lot of these things are very important. Okay, Wilderness Survival Guide. Over here it says basic wilderness survival skills. And there are a lot of books and materials out there that I'm sure we have run across at some time in life that gets updated, I would say, every year. There's some things that are added, some things that are changed based upon technology, based upon medical practices, different skills of updating these books. We have YouTube. On some of us may have in our jobs, we may experience different things in training, which all boils down to life, how to preserve life. This is what this is about tonight, okay? So in the chat it says the food preservation, tribulation. Okay. All right, Kifa, let's read. We're going to look at two definitions and then we're going to start. The first one is survive. You can just read the highlighted, the red, under the The red
Continue in existence after some point in time or the death of another, originally in the legal inheritance. Since from Anglo-French survive, Old French surveyor, 12th century modern French surveyor, from Latin, late Latin surveyor, live beyond, live longer than.
Okay, so live beyond, live longer than. So continue in existence. Continue in existence. So when you look at the word survive, we're trying to continue to live on this earth in existence. So we understand our enemy has been trying from the foundation of creation to destroy the Most High's work. And the Most High has already set in motion a plan of salvation for his people. The other thing says live beyond, live longer than. And one of the things that always jump out when I think about life is the Torah, because that is the foundation. That's like the heartbeat of an Israelite. That gives us the right to live. That gives us the knowledge, the information, everything. It's a complete package that we need to survive, especially when we're in captivity. Now imagine we didn't have this Torah. How do you think we would be right now? Just think about that. We would be worse off. Because you sit back and you watch a lot of the atrocities that's happening, right? Police brutality, this person getting shoot, gang violence, a whole bunch of different things. And you're like, what is wrong with these people? Like, why are they not learning? But you just say to yourself, are they not understanding the situation that they find themselves in? Yes, they're very lost. And that is the whole point. When we are living, we're keeping Torah. When we're not keeping Torah, it's as if we're dead. So the word survival is to continue in existence. All right, the next word we're going to look at is the word wilderness. You can start from here.
Uncultivated place, tract of land inhabited only by wild beasts. From archaic wilderness, deserted or inhabited.
All right, so deserted or uninhabited. So when you look at a wilderness, it's a place that is uncultivated. It's a place where you have wild beasts, right? And it's uninhabited. Now let's look at this first one here, Isaiah 14. We're going to start in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. And we're going to look at verses 16 and 17, just to kind of get a little context of why we're talking about a wilderness, okay? 16 and 17, go ahead.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened not the house of his prisoners?
Okay, so there'll come a point in time when you read this whole chapter here and you go back, it's talking about when the devil himself will be put into captivity and then be destroyed in the end. But you know when you have somebody like in a lineup and you have them look at you the glass and like, I think it's number 1 or number 2. It's gonna be where we're gonna be passing by and we're gonna says, wait a minute, is that the guy that made the earth tremble, that shake the kingdoms? Him? You mean all this time it was just him? But he made us think he looked this way and that way, but it was him? But what jumped out at me says that made the world as a wilderness. So the devil made this world as a wilderness. And what is a wilderness? An uncultivated place, meaning you can't really grow anything. It's just like barren, a wasteland, deserted, uninhabited. If something is uninhabited, that means what? It can't be livable because there's so much destruction and death and poison. And that's what we're talking about today, okay? We're talking about surviving in these crazy times that we live in a condition where the heathens have destroyed the world, the system, and polluted every single thing. We talk about it all the time in classes about our food, about the word of Elohim itself being diluted with all types of devil doctrines, the
right.
clothes we wear, the music we listen to, anything we think that would be innocent has, little things in there that is just corrupted. Let's look at Psalms now, 78. The book of Psalms, chapter 78. And we are going to look at verses 52. All right, verse 52. Go ahead.
But made his own people to go forth like sheep, and guided them in the wilderness like a flock.
So the Most High is going to guide us because he is the one that put us in this wilderness. We are in captivity. He is going to guide us as a shepherd guide his sheep through this wilderness like a flock. So this is the good news that we have. If we continue to keep the principles of Torah, apply them, live by them, have that true love and relationship to the Most High first, love your brother second, by keeping all the laws, statutes, and commandments, the Most High will guide us as sheep that are in the wilderness. Okay? All right, so let's continue. So we understand about the word survival and the wilderness. So we are trying to exist in this world as people, patiently waiting for the return of our Savior, because that is the whole end game of this right now. We're coming down to the final countdown. That's what they would say, right? It's the final countdown. Yeah. So it's coming down to the point where we're patiently waiting. We're not supposed to be causing any havoc, uproar. We talked about the class Rebbe had just on Shabbat about these camps out there just running amok, basically. And we're supposed to be patiently waiting. Have a low profile, meaning you don't want to be recognized as a problem. We're already a problem to them, but we want to kind of blend in a little bit. It's like you're walking through the mall and you try to be incognito, incognito as they would say, right? Mm-hmm. You try to blend in so nobody will know, oh, that's an Israelite. You put on shiny, colorful outfits, and you're out there making noise and causing a ruckus. But the scripture says to live peaceably amongst other nations.
Brother Shay, real quick. Speaking of which, I was watching. I saw it showed up in my feed. One of the groups, the one of the main groups, Israelite camp. They had a music video that they put together, and I guess now they're kind of like moving into country music. Kind of like the blend between country and rap sort of stuff. I don't know what you would call that type of music. Maybe crap music, country and rap, or something. But anyway, so they did a video, and in the video they showed that it was a video about Mordecai. The leader was acting the role of Mordecai, and there was a Caucasian person in there who was the Haman, and you had all of the people coming together to hang this guy. And so they showed you in the video that they were actually hanging this guy up, from the neck with a rope. Now, I'm watching this video, and even if they is being satirical about the whole thing, they're looking at it as comedy, they're just making mockery or whatever. That's a very dangerous thing to do. Mm-hmm. You imagine it being in reverse. Imagine you putting out a lot of white people or Gentiles are putting out a music video showing that they're lynching a so-called African American, right? how is that going to play? That, YouTube will either ban it or it will cause a lot of uproar, right? Across different platforms. So here you have this Israelite group who knows the scripture that says to live peaceable, a quiet and peaceable life. We don't see anywhere where even Mordecai went to protest. Remember what the Bible says? Mordecai was quiet. He spent his time in sackcloth and ashes crying. When he was given the opportunity, they defended themselves because you couldn't change the decree that the king gave, right? When the decree went out to kill all the Jews, we had the right to defend ourselves. Okay? So that's a whole different thing. But for you to go antagonizing people, making videos, going out on the street, and you're antagonizing people, you are creating a target. You are creating a bigger problem. And a lot of times a lot of these camps are selfish. They only thinking about themselves. Join our group or we're going to make a mess. It's almost like a tantrum half the time. You know what I mean? Spoiled children. This is totally against the way of our king. We have the right to defend ourselves, but not to go out and antagonize anybody.
Right.
The disciples themselves, they lost their lives. Show me one disciple that stood up and fought against Caesar, or went out and preached against Caesar, and we cannot find that in the book of Acts, where they went out and make a whole lot of noise at the other nations. They spoke about Messiah. Those camps are speaking about Messiah, but the way that they're doing it is not according to righteousness. It's more politics than anything else.
That's right. Yep.
It's a sad thing, but guess what? That's going to affect everybody else. One knucklehead, one monkey stops the whole show.
That's right.
Makes us look bad.
And that's the problem. We are supposed to be patiently waiting for the return of our Savior, not going out there and trying to protest and cause problems. I was watching a video today on YouTube. It was titled "Employee Refused to Leave Work," and it was a lady. And in my mind, I'm watching the video and I'm saying she has to have a mental problem, meaning something is not clicking right. Because the video she works at Amazon, and she shows up to work, and according to her schedule, she's working, but the boss tell her go home. She's off. She's not on schedule today. And she's like, no, I want to work. I'm on schedule. Here it is. The boss says, no, you're not on schedule. Go home. And they went back and forth, and the boss called the police on her and said she's trespassing, and she's no. And then finally the police came, and then they went back and forth, and she's like, no, I'm on the schedule. Me, go, oh, no problem, I'm going home. You don't want me? Fine, bye. But so in my mind, I'm like, she has to have a mental issue, a mental problem. And on a whole, as a nation, that's how I see Israel. It's like they're trying to find problems when we shouldn't be finding no problems. Stay out of heathens' business.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So a lot of times we put ourselves in those situations when we could simply stay in the background and operate quietly, and the Most High will operate boldly in front of the other nations. This is how it's supposed to work.
Hey, I want to say one more thing real quick. We know, many of us in here in this forum is old enough to remember all of those marches that we've had since Martin Luther King, and even before then, all the marches that we've had, even to the so-called Black Lives Matter march and so forth. Now, has that solved anything? Has that made our lives better? You even had so-called pastors out there marching. And nothing has changed. You come to find out the pastors were informants working for the government. The pastors are doing this and that, all kinds of crazy stuff. You learn about these things. Now you got Israelites trying to do the same thing. March. For what? And you're marching for people who are not even making the necessary sacrifice. Like you had the thing with the basketball player, right? They march around the building and so forth. That guy, let him stand up for the truth. Let him stand on his own 2 feet. You think he's going to leave the $1 million that he's making
Nope.
for the truth?
Kyle Irvin.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving. No, he's not going to do it. Now, I pull up Matthew chapter 6, verses 3, and then jump on to verse 5. Let's read verse, because this is what we're supposed to do. Verse 3.
But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth.
Now, when we say this to some people, they think you're being, deceptive. And it's not being deceptive. It's being smart and being wise, because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And you're not saying like, okay, I'm gonna keep a secret away from my brother, whatever it is. No, he may say something or do something, not willfully, that may cause some disruption along the way, and vice versa. So we're not supposed to go out there in front of the nations and we're gonna march. We're gonna do this. Read verses 5.
When thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are.
I like to look at it as protesting, because people want to go out there and they want to go ahead and march and all this other stuff, like the heathens do, like the hypocrites are. Go ahead. Verse 4.
For they love to pray standing in the synagogues,
Want to be seen,
and in the corners of the street, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
That's how the heathens do it. That's how the world does it. They want to have a big display, a big colorful explosion. But the Most High is telling us as Israelites, this is how we're supposed to deal with other nations and problems. Right, verse 6.
But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet.
Go into a quiet place. Talk to the Most High. Go ahead.
When thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
And that's the same thing. So, like you said, Rebbe, when they had all of these protests from Martin Luther King, all these marches, $1 Million March with Farrakhan and all kinds of different things. What's the one with the George Floyd?
George Floyd.
And Black Lives Matter, and the list goes on. Trust me, they're going to have more. Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change.
And the sad thing is that we try our best to find scriptures to justify breaking the Most High's direct orders, where he says, don't do these things. Remember when we were traveling in the wilderness, our forefathers were traveling in the wilderness, there was a group of Israelites that went out to war without the Most High's direction and permission. He says, don't go and fight. And when they went to fight, they got the behinds whooped.
Yes. And that is the same thing we see. So, patiently wait, Mishpachah, for the return of our Savior. The word Savior, when we look at the word, it's there for a reason. That means we have to be saved. We can't do it ourselves. A world where evil is the norm and the law is irrelevant, because that's what we see going on. We have the blueprint. We have the blueprint to survive in the chaos that is about to be unleashed on this world. It's all found in our Torah. So we've been talking about all types of different topics, subjects, questions have been answered, and we all find it in the law, statutes, and commandments. That is how we are going to survive. All right, so how many of us would be able to survive right this second? So let's kind of change it a little bit now and get into it. In the chat, how many of us right now will be able to survive if you were told to grab one thing and leave everything else behind? Right now. Just grab one thing. Kiefer, to say grab one thing and you got to leave.
Okay.
Would you be able to do that?
Oh, yeah. Most
Elder?
definitely.
If they tell you to grab one thing and leave, and you have to leave.
Oh yes. I will just get up and go.
You might not even grab anything, huh?
I know. I'll just move.
Grab the scroll, like with Denzel Washington with the Book of Eli. Just grab the scroll. That will be the first and most important thing, because the Gentiles realize that that's a weapon. Even in Indiana Jones' Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Germans and Nazis were looking for the ark to use as a weapon. You know, the Bible is a weapon.
Yes, Ema, go ahead.
Shalom. In
Shalom.
the first place, try to be ready to have a backpack.
That's right.
That's one bag. It could have many things in it. So that one bag have all your stuff, important things in it. Just
It's called a
grab
go
it,
bag.
go.
It's called a go bag.
Yes.
So you always have it ready.
Yes.
You know, I have one in my vehicle and I have one in my house. So if I'm out on the road, I have stuff that I can be good for 3-4 days without any help, because you never know. All right, so will you be ready, Mishpachah, if the power goes out for many months? Many months. If the power goes out, will you be ready?
What are you talking about at the TV show Revolution?
Will you be ready?
People still haven't seen that.
If the gas stations are shut down, you can't go get no gas. You know, when Hurricane Helene had just passed recently, and I'm sure in California when they had the fires, and any emergency natural disaster that occurs, we've all seen it on TV, or some of us have experienced it firsthand, where the lines are long and the heathens get rowdy and prices jump up, and you're just asking the Most High, Father, send me to the right place, send me to the right place so I can get a gallon of gas or something. You was to say something, Ema?
Oh, I was saying that people that like maybe 70 and up might be able to be prepared, because back in those days where it was like in 1944 and 50 and 60, people didn't have any electricity,
Right.
and they survived. So the important is to look for those things that we know
Used
that
to
we
use.
can rely on,
That's right.
and don't rely on the electricity to say, well, we have it all the time, because we never know. So those things, candles, kerosene, oil, different things, and keep it on, in case of emergency.
Yeah. 3 stones in a pot.
Yes, Elder.
All praises to the Most High. I survived in 1989.
Oh boy.
Hurricane Hugo.
Hugo made you a Dan, right?
Yeah, you must go. That's what the hurricane say. I'm going to scratch you. I'm going to just grab you.
Uh-huh.
We survived. Me and my family, we survived. And we make it. We saw all kind of things went on.
Tell him, Elder, you was in a hole.
I saw it all. And that was just a beginning with me. When the wind blow, I hold the door of the house.
Yeah, I remember that.
I had a hammer in one hand and nail in the other hand.
While the wind was blowing and the door was moving, you were repairing at the same time. Was trying to hold it together.
I survived.
It's a man of action.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Because I believe I'm not the person that when somebody call me or tell me something, let's do that, I will ask stupid question. I'm not like that. When I hear something, I move. I don't wait. I just
Yeah.
move.
There are some people like that. You say, hey, something's happening, let's go. They say, huh, what? Why are we going? Where are we going? They ask 1,000 questions before just getting up and going.
Yep.
Just get up, go, and when you get there, all the questions will be answered. Those are the people you just walk away from and just leave them behind, because they're the ones that will get you killed with a T.
You can't blame them, Brother Shay, because of the religious affiliation. There's a fog that happens. You just can't blame them. It is what it is.
Let's look at this video. Fair use, fair use.
Of breaking news, large parts of Spain and Portugal have been hit by a power outage. Footage from Madrid shows chaotic scenes as the traffic lights stopped working.
Now, y'all remember this, right? This was just a few days ago. Everybody normally, like how we're here tonight, going about your business normal. You either had to go to work, go to school, pick up some laundry, go shopping, take the car to get repaired. Whatever your business that you were taking care of, you were doing on a normal daily basis. And then power went off. Just like Amos said, you didn't have those things back then. And if you really think about it, today we have it so much easier because technology has made things easier. You have resources right at your hand, but everybody is still unprepared. Back then you had less of these things that we have to make things easier, but they were more prepared.
But that's what makes it dangerous, Brother Shay, is that with all the technologies, people have become so addicted to it that and every system, your cars back in the day was a carburetor. Now it has a whole computer brain in your vehicle that, if there's not enough power in there, it's not going to function. It'll shut down and all kinds of stuff. And sometimes it'll be some simple things, right? But in the old days, it was just straight carburetors and straight things. So our world today, if something happened, it's going to be worse off than before because most people are accustomed to not cooking themselves. Now you got boxed meals, right? You're not even smart enough to put together your own recipe, right? So now you're going to order a meal that has a kit.
No more. Yeah,
It
you
has
don't
a-
shop no more.
No, they don't shop anymore. You find that they're more. When you go to a grocery store, you find more of the employees running around to shopping for somebody else.
What's that kit called again for the food?
There's lots of them.
Like Hello Eats or whatever.
Yes. Hello Fresh.
HelloFresh, yeah.
And there's some other ones too. But it's a kit. It has some of them have the card. Should kind of walk you through, and then there are videos and some of the chefs out there, the signature chefs like Gordon Ramsay, and he's just one example. But there are many chefs out there that are actually making money off of kits and things of that nature. So it's crazy.
Yeah. So we see here the power. Let's finish watching this video.
The Spanish rail company says the outage is at a national level and that trains are stopped and no departures are taking place. Local radio is reporting that parts of Madrid underground are being evacuated.
So everybody underground in the trains had to come out like rats because it was pitch black. You can't see nothing. You don't know who's next to you, who's trying to touch you, stealing stuff. All kinds of crazy stuff happening down there. It's pitch black. The power is out, no ventilation, nothing's moving, and you're trapped. And then a lot of times when these big systems go down, the sewage backs up. It starts bubbling up right up into your basements and your houses. And you're like, wait a minute, because you're connected to the city stuff.
Well, the Spanish power grid operator Red Eléctrica said it was working with the energy companies to try to restore power. We're also hearing reports from Reuters that parts of France briefly lost power following the outages that have also been reported in Portugal as well. The Spanish government, we're hearing, has convened a crisis meeting at the offices of Red Eléctrica due to the power outage. This is coming from the Spanish newspaper El País, who is reporting that. Let's show you the scenes from Lisbon. Portugal has also been hit by the outages. Those are the scenes there. It does seem like the traffic is moving, but I think it's just really confusing situation.
And you got to consider and factor in the time. Some places, like if power goes out during the summer, it's hot. You have a lot of heat condition. People are going to start stroking out, heat strokes. Things are going to break and stuff because it's too much heat. If it's in the winter time, people can freeze to death. We was watching that thing the other, maybe a couple weeks back, where this guy went to the coldest place in the world, and they were saying, if you happen to fall over and nobody there to help you, you will instantly freeze. It's just a matter of just breathing. The air is so cold. They have to leave their cars running, and if the cars turn off, it shuts off until summer. There's no turning it back on. So these are things that you have to factor in wherever you live in the world. If you live in a warm place, a cold place, mountains, desert, wherever it is, if the power goes off, what will you do?
Also, age.
Age too, yeah.
A lot of us, forget that we're going to begin to a point where we're not able to do things like we used to when we were in our 30s, right? And you get a house where you got 3 flights of stairs to go up, thinking that you're always going to have strength to go up there, right? You got to think about all those things, Mishpachah, right? If push come to shove that I got to do this thing by myself, will you be able to do it by yourself? Not to say that you're going to be an invalid or something like that, but you got to do things in such a way to make it easier for you. You cannot always rely hoping that an Israelite a super Hebrew is going to show up at the Cape and deliver you, right? That's not always going to happen.
All right, I'm just fast forwarding this a little bit because we have all seen some news already. All right, let's move on. All right. Okay. So will you be ready? Will you be ready? No, they didn't have no other pictures. Just talking about the outage. Any notice the power was going to go out? No. All right. So what if there's no food, Mishpachah, found on the shelves? Some of us that have experienced this too. You go to Walmart or Kroger's or Winco, whatever stores you have, Publix, and you're like, wait a minute, where's all the toilet paper? Where's all the bread? And there's no food on the shelves of the grocery stores. Are you able to eat? That's the question. Or are you going to go to your neighbor next door? Hey, can I borrow a can of beans and some rice? See right here, it says, wiped out. Why Trump's tariffs war may leave Americans without toilet paper. Recession or reset is the question. Analyst says Trump's tariff disrupts global trade without a clear strategy. Now, they're creating chaos to have control. You have to remember that. A lot of the stuff that's going on is strategically planned. They're going to cause a little terror going on here and there. People, I don't know what to do. We have the blueprint. We know what to do. Okay? The Most High already tell us what to do. And we've been trying to tell our people be prepared. Get your houses in order. Here's which grocery store items will get some more expensive because of tariffs, and we're going to look at that in a minute. Trump's tariffs worry U.S. shoppers who buy groceries at Asian supermarkets, because if you look at it, I guarantee 90% of everything you have in the home is made from China. Look at it. You could turn something over and look in the fine print, made from China. From electronics to clothing to furniture
to
foods too, everything. You'll probably see a little sticker that may say, okay, I would say 85% China, 5% Taiwan, another 5% Korea and Japan, and then 5% America. That's basically what
the only thing that's made in America is probably the sticker.
That's probably
Put the sticker on the thing.
Not even that.
And it's touched by an American, you know what I mean? Put on the shelf. That's about it.
NPR News. Are Trump's tariffs a bargaining chip for a new global economic order? You have to look beyond the noise to understand the bigger picture coming down the scene. So Trump's top economic advisor Stephen Moran, in that speech, Moran hinted that the White House might be working to establish a new kind of global economic order that goes beyond just higher tariffs. So something is coming down the pipeline, and the money system is going to be changing here very soon. Don't be surprised when you see the money is becoming funny. It's not going to be anything tangible anymore. Okay, Americans' fear about unemployment are at highest level since pandemic, survey says. Now I'm just going through some things to show you how a lot of things can happen that can cripple society in a hole that will catch you with your pants down, basically. Trade wars start to show up in higher prices on some grocery items. Food prices soared to record levels as officials warn of lasting impact this month. Isn't likely to be a flash in the pan. So the food prices have gone up. Have y'all noticed that in the chat, Mishpaka? Even in the hardware stores, some of the prices are jumping up right now. It's like, man, last week I bought these box of nails for $10. Now it's $20. And the guy says, hey, ain't nothing we can do, because a lot of stuff that's supposed to be coming overseas, all the time that we have right now is what's coming off the cargo ships, what has been in warehouses. So once that supply runs dry, the prices are going to start jumping up and skyrocketing real bad. All right, let's look at some other things here now. Stocking up. Experts' tips as food prices face new uncertainty. Read that for me.
Consumers are waking up every day to changes that could impact the price of what we eat. Our NBC correspondent team is hearing questions about whether tariffs will stick, whether food prices will rise, and what items may no longer be on supermarket shelves.
Because there are some things that you're going to be hard to find. You're going to be like, I used to get a lot of this, we don't have it no more. Mm-hmm.
If in fact the tariffs hit and the prices go up, what we're going to see is scarcity.
So you're going to see empty shelves like this. You're going to be walking around and you're going to be, all you're going to see is some pork and beans here. You're like, shoot, they ain't got no more regular beans. All they got is the pork and beans. Okay, let me see what I can find. There's no more organic corn. All I have is the super duper GMO corn.
You know what's going to be good, cheap, Brother Shea? Keeper? McDonald's will be the chief seller of 5 hamburgers for $1 at that same time. And you can be scratching your head trying to figure out, well,
keep that.
How do you stay in business around the world marketing 5 hamburgers for $1? What's going on here? And because people want to get something to tighten up the stomach, they're going to go get a sack full. They're going to get a bag full. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Soylent Green.
Yeah, you know, sometimes on the news you will see when they have disaster in certain places, they have these aid workers going out, and then you have the trucks come out with food and water. You're gonna start seeing that coming up, where you have to wait for the food truck to come around and ration water.
You're talking about FEMA stuff, but
well, not only FEMA, but Red Cross and
but
different things.
I mean, if no one has really taken to heart what took place 4 years ago and have really took some time to really pay attention to what's really happening, then unfortunately your demise is on yourself, because they have other things coming down the pike right now. You know, the avian flu and all these other things that's planned. Flying has become an afterthought. I mean, you taking a chance, might as well play Russian roulette. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes, Elder and Ema. Okay, go ahead, Ema. You first.
Shalom again. Speaking about the canned food and so forth, the canned beans. You can buy the dry beans, they last longer.
Yeah.
And also 1 cup of dry beans, then you pick it and wash it and soak it. Comes to like 2 cups of canned beans.
That makes too much sense.
You see, some people don't know or have experienced that. It's like all their life, things have been given to them easier. So when it comes to doing the actual cooking, it's like a fear factor kicks in. They start hyperventilating. You need to give them a paper bag to start slowly breathing, because they don't know how to cook anything. Mm-hmm. They're looking at ways how to burn stuff down, burn the house down, etc.
Soaking peas and stuff. That's a lot of work for people nowadays. They rather get the frozen stuff that they can just put in the microwave for 30 seconds and they get a full meal.
It's better that way, you know.
All praises to the Most High. You know, when I brought up, even up to today, I brought up coming up, I didn't know nothing like that. We used to put our hand in the ground and plant. That's that. We brought up that way, planting. We fish, we plant, we grow our own food. That is why Brother Yana talk about the shalom lifestyle. A lot, you know, because of that, you get enemies when you talk about let's do shalom lifestyle. Some people say, well, you might be Jim Jones, and all this kind of thing. All these things talk already. Now, we're getting close to these things now. We're getting close to this kind of thing now. We see Father Abraham, the apostles, the prophets. They didn't have these things. They survived. Once you plant, family, once you plant, you have livestock. You have your food on whatever it is in the ground. You have. You pick up what you need and you leave the rest. And you take care of it and you have food. You got chicken eggs, you have chicken. You cook a chicken, you kill a chicken and you cook. You make some soup, you drink, you eat. And you leave the other part for tomorrow, another time. There were no hamburgers, there were no Kentuckys, there was no McDonald's before when I brought up. Now all these things, when the family cook a meal in the house, everybody eat. Nobody say, well, I don't eat this. Everybody eat what cook in the house. When mommy cook, everybody eat.
There was no fast food, huh, Elder?
No.
The fast food was going on a tree and pick a fruit. You're outside fast to get a fruit. All right. So we're going to go from 400 products. This is what the guy is saying, all the way down probably to 150 to 200. So we have to wisely plan and prepare, Mishpachah. So tonight I would like to focus on helping us plan, practice, and prepare for when a disaster strikes.
What Brother O'Shea is trying to say is that as you walk down that aisle of number 9 and you go to number 10, you're going to see the same items from number 9 and item 10. You're going to say, I was here already.
It says, wait a minute, all I have is beans in here?
Yeah.
All you can say, a shell full of pork and beans?
Yep, you just go outside and grab some crickets and you're all set.
All right, so there's a very interesting thing in prophecy. Hurt not the oil and the wine. So let's look at the top 10 list of U.S. supermarkets imports. These are imports, meaning it's coming from another country that's bringing into this country, and vice versa for other countries. Because, see, they strategically did this. If you live in let's say you live in Cuba or Haiti or Jamaica or say some country in South Africa or Kenya or even in Canada, wherever it is, you just pick a country. They willfully import other things that you're not, so you won't be self-sustained there. So if you are able of growing a lot of different products and stuff, they're going to say, no, all we want you to grow is potatoes over here. And that country over there is going to grow corn, and this is going to grow cane, and this is, and so forth. So that way trade can go back and forth. And that was done strategically for this reason, control, okay? So every country is basically importing stuff when you really look at it. So let's look at this list here. You have what?
Seafood, coffee, fruit, alcohol, beef, rice, cheese, nuts, chocolate, olive oil. So
these are basically coming in from overseas. Now, when it says seafood, not only fish, but of course a lot of the unclean stuff that are imported. And what's funny is they have these farms set up, and you have to be careful when it says farm raised. Not to say farm raised stuff is not good, but the heathens farm raised stuff is not good. If you have your own farm that you want to raise your fish because you know what you're feeding your fish, that's something different. But to buy farm raised stuff from overseas, they put all kinds of garbage and stuff for these animals to eat. And then they turn around and say, oh, it's good. And you're getting more sick. And instead you can go and you can go to the lake, to the pond, to the ocean, and you can catch a fish and bring that in and stock up your freezer. Instead, no, we're going to Walmart, we're going to go to the grocery store, we're going to buy whatever they're having there. Coffee. You know, if you can't grow your own coffee tree, stock up on the coffee beans. That way, it even got so bad now that they're even they're mixing the coffee with cat dung and different things like that to create unique flavors. Yeah, they're expert. They're polluting everything. So you gotta be careful where you get your coffee from too. Fruits. You should be able to plant certain types of fruits, and the good thing, the way how the Most High have done it, is every environment. There are particular fruits that grow in an environment that overlaps and covers with the same nutrients. So,
planted where?
Well, if they don't have a piece of land, they have a plant pot. They can plant some stuff in. Bananas, for example. Let's say you're in a place that you can't get bananas because bananas can give you certain vitamins that you need. There's another fruit or vegetable that grows in that place naturally that you'll get the same thing from the bananas. So you have to know what grows where to cultivate within your area. Alcohol, it's good to have some alcohol around. Beef, we have livestock here, but they're feeding the stuff with all kinds of crazy stuff, spraying, pesticides, you name it. And the list is long. So China diss trucks rips U.S. over tariffs. So grocery costs of kidney, gas, and lungs. So he's going to go up real bad. Read Revelations chapter 6 and verse 6 for me.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
So this has more to it, but this is just a little piece off of it. Because oil and wine is something that we always use. It's a big commodity that is being used. And oil, from olive oil to oil in the barrel that you use, petroleums, to burn fire and gasoline and diesel and all these different things that you use.
Petroleum is used for so many products. If anyone have the time, look it up. Even from your medications back down to your creams, to it just doesn't go towards just oil alone, but it greases a lot of hands and a lot of different things. So.
And the wine with the grapes is the same thing. It's just a whole lot of stuff. You want to say something, Ima?
Yes, concerning the measure of wheat for a penny. That was like a day's work in those days. And if you look back and see that it is like true, because when he said he went out and he saw the workers and he hired them and the penny a day. Now it may look like it was nothing in these days, but it's actually it measures the same amount of money, because why? You work for a lot of money, but the prices go up.
Yeah.
So the measurement of that whatever is you're buying.
So they tell you they'll give you a raise, and you get a raise, $1 raise, but the product goes up $1. So it makes no sense.
Right.
Right. Hey, Brother Shay, I sent you a snapshot of an AI. AI is answering a question with regards to something I think is relevant to.
Okay, let me pull it up.
Because you mentioned something earlier, family. He mentioned something earlier about the marketplace and famine. But this is I did a search on, because I remember this from studying history, with the Indian subcontinent where the British was ruling at the time, right? And there was a major famine. We're talking about tens of millions of people died because of the policies that England had over the people. And when you look at what the AI is bringing out here, it sounds very much like what's happening right now, right? Yeah. It says factors that contributed to the severity, right? It says the British policies, right? The policies, rack renting and high taxes. Taxes was high, right?
Same thing
So
right
the
now.
farmers, it affected the farmers, which result in a whole bunch of problems. Then you had free trade policies. So the trade policies, you see that right there? Yep, the free trade policies was contributed to the famine, right? Then you have negligent of agriculture. That's also a problem that we have today, right?
Yeah.
Then you have natural factors. So you got these crazy weather patterns and stuff that is happening, and all of this as a mix is creating the perfect storm, right? For things to just be expensive, and we have to understand, right? These things contribute to famines. The fact that today, what do we find today? We find high prices of taxes. Then you get the tariffs. That's the trade wars. You got all these different things happening, right? And people are not prepared for it.
The
And
weather
when that
wars.
happens, that creates, because remember, a lot of these new world order type people, especially like Billy Goat Gates, those types of people, right, are always trying to reduce the population. Remember the Georgia Guidestones? Somebody had financed the construction of that thing, and it spoke about reducing the population. Billy Goat Gates talked about the vaccines as a means to regulate the population. All of these people are trying to reduce the size of the population. So every time people died, so these people are pretty much using old systems that they've tried and done before, right, as a means of warfare. So you don't have to go out and create World War III by dropping a nuclear bomb. You can just create chaos, right? Economic chaos. And that in itself can trigger off a lot of these different things where you get the same result. People lose their lives, people die, and things of that nature. So that's my 2 cents.
Yep. All right, praying, practicing, and preparing. Let's look at a couple things here. Let's look at praying. Luke 21 and verse 36.
Watch ye therefore and pray always.
Pray always. That means you're staying in constant communication with the Most High in every single thing you do. He's involved in when you wake up and when you are walking through your day, when you're about to do whatever activities, when you come home, before you go to bed. You're always in communication with him. Thank you, Abba. You get in your car before you leave. You have that conversation with him. Pray always. Go ahead.
That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
So to escape all these things that shall means guaranteed to come to pass. Because he's telling you. Remember I said we have the blueprint. This is part of the blueprint. It's telling you what to do. He's saying to communicate with me. And when you start doing that, when you're obedient, because if you're not obedient, he won't hear your prayer. So you have to be obedient. And when you start to communicate with him, then you will what? You will escape these things.
Hallelujah.
Practicing. Let's look at practicing right down here. Matthew 25 verses 4 and then verses 7.
But the wise took oil
Uh-huh.
in their vessels with their lamps. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps.
So they were doing something. They had the faith and then they had the action. They believed and then they went forth. It says, but the wise meaning that you're keeping the Torah, took oil. They went, they prepared themselves, they practiced by doing what they had to do, put oil in their vessels with their lamps. Then all those virgins, which were all of them, went to trim their lamps, meaning they were preparing, they were practicing.
Hey, Brother Shay, I got a question for everyone. Because sometimes, well, I'll just put it this way. Sometimes when you're given advice, like we read here in Matthew 4, you got the wise who took oil, and in verse 7 it says, all those virgins. So all those virgins did not consist of wise. All those virgins were part wise and part foolish.
Part foolish, yes.
The foolish one, they did something. All they did was just trim their lamps. And a lot of times we have Israelites who will do something and say, hey, I'm doing something, but they're not doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Right? And they fail to understand that, I guess the question is, who are you doing this for? Is it for me or for yourself? The advice that is given, who is it supposed to be helping, me or you?
They keep hitting the snooze. They keep hitting the snooze button. They want to go back to sleep.
Sometimes people think that when you put out a warning, is as if you're trying to get a favor from them. No, you got to look out for yourself. You have to take the oil yourself. Don't think just because you trim your lamps. Well, I did what the Rebbe, Brother Yonah, I did what Brother Shea, Keith, I did something. No, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You got to actually put the work in and get something done, right? Because you're trying to save yourself. You're not trying to appear like you're a part of the group doing things. You got to physically actually do the work. That's what's missing in this thing here.
All right. Let's look at preparing. Proverbs 30 and verse 25.
The ants are a people not strong.
Uh-huh.
Yet they prepare their meat in the summer.
So Solomon is telling you to look at the small little creature and see how they prepare themselves. They have no overseer that says we're going to do this. They just they naturally work together to have one common goal. Prepare, get their food ready, bring it to the nest, stock it up, because when the rain comes or when the snow comes or the cold comes or whatever it is, we have food. So to understand, all summer we're gonna pull our pants up, strap our belts, our boots up, and we're gonna work. We're gonna sweat. We're gonna lose all this winter flab and blab that we have. So
Hey,
we can.
Brother Shea, the thing is, it says the ants are a people not strong. A people. That little phrase is speaking about unity. Yes. Unity. You don't find one ant grabbing a crumb and trying to snatch it away from the other one and dash off in a different direction. They all work together. They all try to make this thing happen together. Mm-hmm. But for us, we start looking at how much this one got. Selfish.
Yeah. Everybody want to do their own thing. All right, so Mishpaka, don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. Disaster is going to happen. Disaster is going to happen. Not only have the prophets spoken, but even the enemies in charge are telling us in a variety of media messages. We see it all the time. We have Netflix, we have Hulu, Disney, CBS. Give me some more apps.
NPR.
What do you say?
NPR.
NPR. We have CNN.
Would you say that event that happened in Europe with the blackout, that was a 0 day?
That's a test run.
That's a test run. There's a lot of things.
Was that a 0 day too?
HBO, Max, you name it. There's so much platforms that are out there that the media is putting the messages out. But what's happening here?
I'll tell you what's happening. Noah preached for 120 years. Mm-hmm. Matthew's telling you that this is going to happen. And we have people that really look at you and say, well, man, America's going to get great again. And you tell them, keep waiting. But no one's listening. It might as well just, find a nice sandbox and just stick your head in it. Because you're wasting time talking to some people, or even wasting energy talking to some people. But Moses preached. All the prophets preached. And
Kiefer preached.
Well, Kiefer, let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
Was Noah building a luxury liner?
No, what Noah did, Noah went down to his local bank and got a mortgage. And
financed it?
He financed it through the local folks. And he was waiting to get his money right, though. He waited to get his money right. He didn't do one of those fight and flight or move with your life or even try to do something that makes sense. You know, he complained and he wait till when he get all his eggs in one basket, or when he gets all his money right, then he made a move. You know, it's not one of those things where you get thrown into the mix and you make it work. Let me tell you something. I learned one thing when I was in the military. You make do with what you have, make the best of it, and you come out fighting. You just don't sit there and cry, because if you sit and cry, you might as well forget it. And no one's coming to help you. You're the help.
This is too hard, you know.
And I don't understand people today, but it's not made for me to understand them. I just wish everybody the best.
If Noah had built a luxury liner with a buffet table, you got bands playing 3 times in a day. They have theaters in there. They got a lot of games and everything there. Then our people will be interested in that thing. But you talk about old hard ship that looks almost like a slave ship, all oak wood or whatever type of wood that was.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, really.
Go forward. Look. They look around and they saw the lights on this with the music, and they could smell the food coming off the cruise liner, and look over and see Noah with this hard.
You're telling people to get some land and get your own well where you can drink your water, and they look at you and says, "Man, you're crazy. I'd rather go drink that
plastic bottle
sewer water, that they repumping, putting all kind of different chemicals in it in order to make it look and taste palatable." And they don't want to hear nothing about that. But that's what they rather do.
Well, let me ask you something, Keith, about that, because that's a good point. Normally when you have the first generation of sewage recycle, like you purify that thing, right?
That's nasty.
Now that's, you take something that is the first time, like fresh water, is polluted. You purify that thing, you clean it up and so forth. That's one thing. But when you take that generation, right, of the cleaned up water, and you run it back to people to drink again, and then you add, it's polluted again, then you recycle, you clean it up again. It's a cycle of, you see what I'm saying, of filth. It's like taking a copy, right? Taking an original and making copies, and then instead of you going back to an original and start there again, you keep taking the same dirty copy and recycling that copy over and over and over, hoping that you can get a nice clean image from it.
That's what we're dealing with. That's basically the problem that people are not really facing and seeing. Just like, you worry more about saying, well, the house is not, it's not built this way, it's not built that way. It's not like the ones in the gated community. It's not this way. It's not. But you're not seeing the point. You're missing the piece.
Yeah.
Not the P. Not the piece that you're talking about, cutting a piece. You're talking about the peace of mind that you cannot really put a price on. And that's why both companies comes with the same thing: water and sewer. Water and sewer. You pay for that. Water and sewer. They're together. Take some time and drive over to your local or the closest water and sewer place where your water is being recycled, or look it up online and see how they actually do it and what they actually put.
Yeah, I've showed that before.
To do that, but no one's listening. No one's thinking.
Yes, Elder, and then we're gonna move on.
While you were talking about the sewage water, a lot of things come to my mind, family. Now, we talk about health. People have diseases, all kind of sicknesses that people have, and all that poop from those people going in the sewage. Now, when they take that water and they do it, I'll tell you something. It's only by Elohim mercy that all of us don't drop dead one time. Think about these things. Family, let us try our best to make a change. When you make the change, you are not making a change for elder. make it for you and your family. The things that go in your body is the temple of the Most High.
Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
That is the important thing.
They're
So
going to
your
be so
temple
happy.
should be fed properly. All praises to the Most High.
All right, let's look at 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 4.
And saying, where is the promise of his coming?
Uh-huh.
I keep hearing about him coming. He's not coming. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
And this is why people slip up. This is why people think that they have time, and then disaster always catch them at the worst time.
They listen to these preachers that say, this is done away with, that's done away with. You don't have to worry about this, you don't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, in the real news, they're building bunkers. In the real news, the price of food's going up. In the real news, they just released the fact that what we've been telling people for the longest, when you look up, you see the spray in the skies. You know, in the real news,
everything that we're seeing is happening in reality, but yet people think that they still have time.
Yeah.
Now the guy's saying here, "Nah, I'm good. You can keep your warnings to yourself." This is what some Hebrews say. I got money.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at 1 Maccabees 3 and verses 29.
Nevertheless, when he saw that the money of his treasure failed,
Uh-huh.
and that the tributes in the country were small, because of the dissension and plague which he had brought upon the land in taking away the laws which had been of old times.
So the removal of the commandments caused the land to be in dissension and full of wickedness and plagues. This is what we see today.
Yeah.
So people want to rely on their little bit of shekels they have in their account, their 401k and whatever else they have store in their penny jars or cookie jars under the bed.
Yep.
You know, they're stuffing some socks, put in the mattress, and they think that they're good. Not realizing that that's only for a small purpose. That only works so long. When you watch a lot of these movies, people come with duffel bags of money, and what they do? Oh, we need fires. We need some kindlers. It's cold.
Yeah.
And they burn millions because it's too cold outside. So what you gonna do? What's all those millions of dollars gonna do for you when the poop hits the fan, basically?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here now. All right, so we see here, Revolution depicted an odd world after a blackout. We saw that just recently, right? There's so many different things. Let's read this here. Created by Eric Kripke.
Of Supernatural and the Boys fame, Revolution imagined a world in 2027.
What year are we in, Mishpachah?
2025.
What year are we in? 2025. So this was written, and they're telling you, see, they give us clues. So they're saying something is going to happen in 2027 when a mysterious, go ahead.
When a mysterious grid failure 15 years prior led to a worldwide blackout.
Go ahead.
Everything dependent on electricity, be it cars, ships, airplanes, phones, or lights, comes to a standstill. Utter chaos ensues, and the world must learn to live a new life in darkness and military rule.
That means you're going to have martial law. That means the normality of how you move around every day will drastically change. You have checkpoints. You have all kinds of different things happening. So you're going to be living in a totally different state, like you see in a war zone. We talked about this in I think last Friday night. We kind of briefly mentioned some things that America itself never experienced a real war in its homeland, and there are plenty of scenarios that keep happening, and you see a lot of different things happening in different countries, but it will happen worldwide. What are they trying to tell us, or what are they telling us? That's the question.
They're putting everything right in front of us for sure. Real quick, Brother Shay, me in the chat says eggs were $12.99 a dozen in California a couple of weeks ago, right? Now, eggs are normally the poor man's meat or poor man's steak or chicken or whatever. So if you can't afford certain proteins, you know, eggs is one of the ways to get your protein for cheap. But my question is, or something for us to really think about, if eggs is $12.99 or $13 a dozen in California, what about those other items that need to have eggs in it, like certain
Exactly.
types of pastries or whatever? Because for them to make a lot of these things, your pancakes, your pastries, or anything like that that needs eggs, if those products were cheap, they're gonna rise also with the price of eggs. It's gonna be more expensive. So this is like a three-legged race where everything is connected with each other, as you mentioned about the grid. You know what I mean? Everything is gridded together. So when one thing fails or the price of one thing goes up, everything else goes up. If one thing becomes scarce, they have all kind of diseases on these animals. And sometimes I wonder, because if you got chickens that are raised all their lives in a closed environment, we don't see, when you fly over these fields, you don't see 2 acres of chickens just grazing grass and things of that nature. Not even cows. You might see a few cows that are being corralled around, but you don't see acres of land of cows like buffaloes, you know, grazing or whatever. You don't see that. Most of them are in warehouses, in these pens, right? So how is it possible for the so-called avian flu
To get to those things.
You're in prison. Well, I guess it makes sense, because in prison, you're trying to figure out how come there's so much drugs in prison, and the guys got locked up for selling drugs on the street. And they're in prison selling drugs and using drugs in the prison. I guess that probably makes sense. Maybe there's the same type of reasoning how the ducks and the geese who are carrying this stuff is able to get that disease into a chicken prison house. I'm trying to figure that one out. Maybe someone could explain that, Mishpachah. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, there's a lot of different TV shows out there that have been for a while now playing the same message. Now, I'm going to play a trailer of what we see on the screen here, Homestead. Fair use, just to kind of show you the idea of what's going on, because we talk about 0 day and what it really means. And in the chat, somebody mentioned about the doomsday clock and all this different things. Like, why would you have a doomsday clock? When you look into it, it tells you what they're planning. Okay, and people just take things lightly and like, oh, this is just entertainment. This is just a joke. All right, let's look at this trailer here for a minute and see, because this particular studio have been putting out a lot of very interesting things as of the past 6 months now. I would say past year. They have been pushing a lot of subliminal messages and a lot of different messages that they're putting out on futuristic things that's supposed to happen imminently soon. So let's look at this trailer. Fair use.
Everyone wondered how the world ended.
We got hit.
Does the sun
America's just been attacked.
go on shine?
America has just been attacked. Remember I said the whole 9/11 thing, we already understand what was going on there. That was just prepping the scene to have, again, they have to have the global control. So they're doing different things like playing chess, doing certain moves to get to where they got to go. This is the last country that basically has its hold in everywhere. And what they're going to do is they're going to have to break it down to build up the whole system. So they say America has just been attacked. Let me go back a little bit. You see the guy standing there. It says hoarders right here. He's out in the country. All right.
Everyone wondered how the world ended.
We got hit.
Does the sun
America's just been attacked.
go on shining?
But this
This looks like California right here. In those hills.
is the story of how it began.
Studios.
Angeles has been struck by a bomb.
Hold your breath. Hold your breath.
It might be nuclear.
I saw this. So what? We never come back.
After today, our lives will never be the same.
We have looting and
Let me go back a little bit here. You saw what happened there? People fighting over groceries. And a lot of these different movies, TV shows of doomsday or end of the world scenarios or whatever it is, you always see this right here. People go strapped to the grocery stores and they will fight over the last can of sardines or the last case of water, the last roll of toilet paper. Who's going to get it?
I guess folks who live in the hood will have to travel far to enjoy themselves in this raid too, because you don't find too many big box food chains up in the hood. You gotta travel a little ways to get access to this stuff. But this is crazy.
Yep.
And and the name of the production company is called Angel, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, what kind of angel is it?
Angel Studio.
we have looting and widespread panic.
Hey. Daddy has a place for us to go. We'll be together.
The city's on fire.
There's a guy, been planning for the big one, called a few months back.
See to show you the police car? The police can't help you. See right there? So that means no order. Haven't they been trying to defund the police? And in one state, I think it's Oregon, that it was doing a test to see how it would be without having the police and the law. Pay attention to these things, Mr. Car, because they're doing test runs in different states for different things. So whatever state you find yourself in, they do certain tests, different places on different ethnicities to see how things respond. So when they put it on a global scale or a country-wide platform, they know exactly how to operate.
And what's the name of this film?
This is called Homestead.
Homestead, okay.
Yes, Homestead. This is the official trailer. This came out in December of last year. It's a series or something like that. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go take a look at it and check it out. But they're telling you a lot of things in this right here.
Called a few months back, need security people.
What is this place?
Welcome to Homestead. Your guys have to learn how to farm.
You have to learn how to farm, he just says.
Grow our food. We raise our animals. Can you handle yourself with a gun?
This might be the most prepared location in the Rockies.
In the Rockies. This is up in Colorado. Okay?
Everyone's gonna want in. And I mean everyone.
My family's out here, and we're starving to death.
I wish we could help, but we can.
You can or you won't.
Our kids need us to be strong.
Please.
This is why the Most High scattered us. Because if we're all in one place, Mr. Picard, they could drop one bomb and we're all gone. So when stuff happens, he will move us from place to place and keep us secured. But we have to be obedient. We have to be ready.
And here's another thing too, Brother Shay. Some of our people are like a beacon. We put the highest, we keep like a beacon that is, you have the light flashing constantly, you know what I mean, from a high place. Everybody can see it. Some of us as ministers, we go on YouTube and we keep showing our homesteads.
Yeah.
We keep talking about our homesteads. We keep giving people little clips every so often.
Yeah.
Glimpses, and all you have to do is put all that thing together. You'll know exactly the street that that person is on, how many brothers are carrying firearms, if the sisters are training. I'm sorry.
How many sheep you have? Whatever.
How many sheep? Where the sheep is located. You keep, going on the speakerphone every time you have a chance to do this thing, and when you see the stuff hits the fan, that's where people are going to go. They will know exactly who has the biggest diesel fuel depot. They'll know exactly where to find the biggest chickens in the neighborhood. You know, they will know where to go. And even if you have a small army of about 100 men, see how you can hold off 5 to 10,000 people
coming for you, and if you
every day, coming at you at least every week.
If you look at this right here, we're up in the mountains. That means to have some sort of security they can overlook and see who's coming to prepare themselves. This is why it says, if you are in the mountains, flee to the mountains. Don't come down.
Yeah, high ground.
We have the blueprint. It's in our Torah.
You got to be like Rambo.
Ella said he's going to be like Rambo. All right, let's continue.
People are going to die at this game.
People are going to die at this game. So to them, it's a game.
They're trespassers in the hills.
They're stealing your grain. They've cut off your solar power.
We need a world where people help strangers, not shoot at them.
That's reality. People are going to shoot at you. That's reality. This is where we have to get it in our thick skulls. We have to fully depend on the Most High.
And
don't depend on Brother O'Shea or Rebbe. Depend on the Most High. He's going to raise up the right individuals at the right time to make the right moves. All we're doing is just bringing the word and sounding the alarm. Be prepared. Prepare your homes, prepare your families, make sure you're grounded in the Torah, because when this starts to happen, a lot of people are going to get caught unprepared.
Hey, Brother Shay,
Uh-huh.
when you get a chance, pull up Genesis chapter 7 and verses 16. This is in relations to what you just said. And what the lady was saying in there, first of all, how this thing works. First, the men are the ones that's supposed to be the commanders in chief, not the women saying anything about what's going on here. And let me explain what I mean by that. Women are very emotional. And you are not spending your money and time to invest and to save so you can just give away freebies to everybody that comes by. Can you imagine Noah building the ark? And then all of a sudden now, Uncle Joe shows up. You know, Auntie Betsy down the street. She, you know, everybody that you were warning that they should invest in themselves did not do so. You you work hard, sleepless nights. You do everything possible to protect and provide for yourself and your family. And then you got somebody in that space is telling you, open up the doors and don't,
your brother's out
because
there.
you're not being, we are losing your humanity by not opening the doors for everybody else. But let's read Genesis chapter,
Genesis chapter 7 and verses 16. And they that went in male and female of all flesh. So this is when Noah brought the animals in, as Elohim had commanded him. So he waited to the Most High waited to the right moment and did what? And Yahuwah shut him in.
All right, that's all I want. That part there, Mishpachah, is the part that needs to be seen. The Most High shut the door. Now, not Noah. If the Most High didn't shut the door, somebody will get emotional, right? And their humanity will be questioned. Well, how can we start a new world by being cruel? Well, what do you think was going on? The old world was being destroyed because nobody was putting a foot down. And now we got to start anew by being tough like that. That's why the Most High himself had to be cold. He had to shut the door himself.
Yes.
If he didn't shut the door, Noah would have been lost. The whole family, that ship would have sunk. And that's the thing that we got to understand, Mishpachah. You cannot be emotional during these times like this. The people will move right in. They will take over all your resources, and that will be it.
I'll be the end.
Can you don't worry about me. Save the baby. That's your baby. Save my little baby. It's a baby today. Tomorrow it's a grown child. Next thing you know, that child won't even respect you. They don't have a history connected to your way of life. Now it's gonna tell you, well, thank you for feeding me, but guess what? I don't like the way you're doing things. I don't believe in the Most High. I don't. This is why the Most High got to shut the door himself, because we are going to make the wrong decisions. We're going to do the thing wrong, crooked. And I'm telling you, it gets kind of stale for you to be busting yourself, warning people, working to get things done, trying to save, trying to do everything. Your ribs are sticking out so you can have something while everybody else is living off a steak. Until something happens, now they want to come and eat your supplies.
And they'll get you killed with 2
Exactly.
T's. All right, let's finish this here.
Sometimes we think we're doing the right thing and then it all goes wrong.
See what happened there? To open the doors to more people. Right here, people coming in, see? Let's bring them all in.
We think we're doing the right thing and then it all goes wrong.
It's time for you to take full control.
It's complicated.
Do you think that you're above the law? Do you think that the rules aren't for you?
Is this an ark or is this a fortress?
Is this an ark? See, because all people have to understand is that the Bible is above all. And everything that they're doing has to follow suit on what is written. They can try and narrate it how they want to narrate it. It's all going to come back to what is written in the book. That's why I keep saying we have the blueprint. We have what is written.
It's our home.
It's the end of the world.
So someone in chat said this is a movie. So it's not a show. It's a movie. So I haven't seen it yet. When you get a chance, go check it out. Go and check it out. Let me see what I have next, because I have another video I want to play. Let me see what's next here. All right, so could the power grid go down? That's the question. More than half the power grid is anticipated to be at elevated risk in the next 4 years. Next 4 years. And this was back in February, they mentioned this. Energy droughts are more likely during high demand times, including during extreme weather, such as winter storms or a polar vortex. So when it's
like in Texas,
cold,
remember?
Like in Texas, yes.
The news was terrible, man. You had people who, they had their little RVs and stuff, right? And everything was fine, but the pipes busted because they didn't do certain things that needed to be done. People were found frozen in the chairs, and all kinds of a chandelier of icicles was coming through people's floors and stuff. It's crazy.
Yep. Chile hit by major blackout, leaving millions without electricity. All right. This was a couple months back. Global travel and disrupt by Heathrow's closure. Remember when they had the power outage and the airport closed? And all the airlines that was routed there got rerouted. So people were just trapped at the airports for a day or two. This was back in March. This was earlier last month, I should say. Where were we now? We were in May? Yeah, so this was 2 months ago. See the brother with the flashlight? He's trying to see what's going on. Because the power has gone out. Earthquakes can happen. 5.2 magnitude earthquake shakes Southern California. This was, when was this? This was back in April. This was a couple weeks back. This is about 2-3 weeks back. This just happened. Brother Xavier, you remember that? Anybody in California remember that? You probably was taking a shower or something, or sitting there and Brother X, tell us what happened. Tell us real quick what happened in the chat. Just in a few words. What were you doing? Were you having breakfast? Sitting in the car? California rocked by earthquake swarm just days after a 5.2 magnitude. So let's look at a video here a minute. Let's see something. Because what I'm doing is just painting a picture so we can understand. Okay? He said he was putting the little one down to sleep when the house started to shake. Huh. All right, let's look at the 5.2 first. Let's look at this video. Fair use, fair use. And then we look at the other one.
Tonight, the image is still coming in after that strong earthquake hit Southern California. A 5.2 magnitude quake near San Diego, warnings all the way to Los Angeles. A home camera capturing the shaking in a living room in El Cajon. A nanny cam showing a sleeping baby wakened by the earthquake. For many, a cell phone warning going out just before the earthquake hit. And tonight, there's obvious concern about possible aftershocks now. Stephanie Ramos is in Southern California for us.
Tonight, families in Southern California bracing for aftershocks after a 5.2 magnitude earthquake struck near San Diego.
Breaking news.
Our affiliate KGTV breaking into programming.
We are bringing you breaking news here at 10:16, and you may have felt it.
So that was 10:16 in the morning. So that was in the morning when this stuff occurred, right? Let's continue.
Strong earthquake.
Home surveillance cameras catching the tremor. Watch as it shakes this baby awake. Everyone's okay.
We're swaying like this in the elevator.
Reggie Novinario was 35 floors.
Imagine that, the Hebrews out there working. What will you do, Mishpachah? You can say your last prayer?
Up, working on this downtown San Diego skyscraper.
Were you worried about your life?
Yeah. As everybody was. The guys on top, they're on the side of the building.
So Brother X says it was during class, and I was listening to the class, and it happened fast, but what was weird, I got a message on my phone seconds before it happened. That's not enough time. Earthquake is coming. Brrr. Too late. All right, let's finish this, sir.
And they could fall off.
The 5.2 quake's epicenter near Julian, California, a mountain town about 60 miles northeast of San Diego. At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, frightened elephants instinctively form.
Watch how the animals do, because the animals know what's going on. That's why you got to pay attention to nature around you. Somebody, they're just doing a little formation dance. Nope, something about to happen.
What's known as an alert circle to protect the herd. The quake sending boulders onto roads. Authorities still assessing damage tonight.
Wait a minute, Brother Shay. So the elephants instinctively form a protection. They work together as a mishpachah, right? They wasn't like running off and trying to do their own thing. They work together, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Aftershocks after this quake. And David, people got an early warning. Scientists at Caltech say the MyShake app alerted people.
Wait, there's a MyShake app? I didn't know about this. Brother Xavier, you're supposed to let the Mishpachah know about these apps. So.
No, most Hebrews have the other kind of shake. The other kind of shake.
Quake was coming just seconds before it hit. David.
Stephanie Ramos in Southern California.
All right, so that was the 5.2. Let's look at the 7.0, according to what they say. Let's see when this happened. 7.0. I don't know what the greatest earthquake was or is. Somebody in the chat, let me know what was the greatest earthquake size, or what would potentially be the worst earthquake to hit. This is a 7.0. Just put it in the chat. We can see.
And Californians are recovering one day after a 7.0 magnitude earthquake shook part of the state. It is the most powerful earthquake to hit the area since 2019. Jacqueline Lee has more.
Tonight, the aftermath and aftershocks in California from the largest earthquake in 3 decades. The massive 7.0 magnitude earthquake striking the northern coast, prompting a tsunami warning for more than 5 million people. More than 200 aftershocks counted so far since yesterday's quake. It was centered 200 miles northwest of the San Francisco Bay, about 30 miles.
I think the angels every now and then, they just hold on to the thing and just shake it a little bit. Because that place is wicked.
Off the coast, west of Eureka. And since it was off the coast and underwater, damage was limited. Pools overflowing, cabinets jolted open, and bottles dropping to the floor.
I feel it. Oh my God.
The powerful shaking leading to cracked roads and spooked residents.
It scared all of us, and then it all started happening. Everything from the shelves fell down, and the lights started going, and people fell down.
The shaking lasting several seconds, taking place in the most seismically active part of California, where three
weed
tectonic
house?
plates.
Yeah.
That's the weed house, right?
Yep. That's where they have the medical marijuana, is what they call it.
Come together. The tsunami warning lasting about an hour, with residents in Oregon and California rushing to higher ground. No reported injuries. President Biden briefed on the matter, offering California the full support of the federal government.
So a 9.5 is the biggest one ever recorded? Wow. Wow. I hope to never experience that. That's a scary thing just to think about. I know when I was on the West Coast in Utah area, they had several little tremors or small earthquakes, but I never, because I was always on the road driving. So when I stopped, people say, that earthquake? I says, yeah, really? I never really felt it. So, but to experience that, I'm sure it's a terrible feeling. A lot of people say it's one of the worst feelings to have, because you don't know what to do. You just caught right in the middle. You stand there and everything starts to shake. You don't know.
You want to be out in the open.
They say go between the doorpost or under a table or something like that. That's what they said in school when I was growing up. I don't know if it changed, but you can see right here.
It's another reminder of the state that we live in and the state of mind that we need to bring to our day-to-day reality here in the state of California in terms of being prepared for earthquakes.
And you.
Yep, Ms. Bakar, it is reality. These things happen, okay? And we have to make sure that we are prepared. Let me see what I have next, because I want to play another video. Okay,
but the most places that, like the one that happened over in Asia, that a lot of people got killed, is usually, I mean, earthquakes happen everywhere, but the risk is higher when you live in these dense cities and whatever. A little town is not too bad, but when you live in these cities, I'm telling you, there's something about cities that we have to always keep in our mind. It's just not the best place to be.
Yeah.
Not recommended by the Most High.
You are on your way home, Mishpachah, and there is an all-out bulletin emergency message that goes off on the radio and on your phone. You know how you just get this beep on your phone, and you look down, and you're like, what is this? And it'll say warning, whatever. Warning of a possible outbreak. Uh-oh. Do you have supplies to keep you and your loved ones safe? That's the question. So you're stuck in this traffic right over here. Whether you're in Atlanta, New York.
What are they going to do? They're going to remember. What they're going to do, they're going to remember that Brother O'Shea and Rebbe was talking about all this preparedness stuff, and they're going to find a way to get down to wherever they're at.
No.
They're going to post up.
Nope.
They're going to post up, say, okay, he got food, he got supplies, he's good, so I'm good.
What will you do, Mishpachah? I'm trying to stimulate the thought in your head to bring it into reality, because a lot of things happen on small scales, on small levels, randomly all over the place. But we're talking about the big one here. Something really occurs. What will you do? Do you have a plan, a family emergency plan? We're going to talk about all that there in a minute. Let me pick up a little speed. Will Trump impose a martial law type order in the U.S. soon? This was
speed.
April 15th. Read that for me.
Rumors online claim.
See, so they'll put it as rumors. Go ahead.
That U.S. President Donald Trump could invoke the centuries-old Insurrection Act and declare martial law. On April 20th, the rumor originated from an executive order he signed on his first day in office.
So the first day of office, he signed a lot of things, but he didn't tell you what he was signing.
Which hinted at the possibility of such steps within 90 days. Notably, the Insurrection Act of 1807.
Somebody look that up for me, 1807, and see what that is about, and post it in the chat. Go ahead.
Is among the most powerful emergency powers available to a president.
They say this is amongst the most powerful emergency available to the president.
And look up also 187. What does that mean? 187.
Mm-hmm.
That's the call for death.
Don't forget, COVID-19 lockdowns around the world in what? 2020. That was 5 years ago, Mishpachah. The world was on lock and key. This won't be the last pandemic we face. This is what the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is saying. Did we forget about the COVID global lockdown test? That's the question. Did we forget that, Mishpachah?
I'll tell you this much. I never seen so many letters rolling in requesting for vaccine exemption. I got a whole lot. Now, most of the people that were asking for a vaccine exemption were referred to by other Israelites. So a lot of times you got people who don't want to be with us or with an Israelite group or something like that. They don't want anything to do with Israel until the stuff hits the fan, and then they're going to reach out to an Israelite and, can you tell me where I can get this and get that? I had a whole lot of requests, and most of the people I don't even recognize. You know what I mean? And they were able to preserve their jobs, right, without taking the shot, the Fauci shot. And did they ever turn around and say thank you? Some of them did. Do they remember all? I hope so, because you see, the Most High have a way of dealing with such people. You see, you can't just use the Most High and then throw them away like that. You have to be accountable. You have to always. The Bible talk about your gift. You show appreciation to the Most High for what He has done for you. And a lot of people, they don't do that. It's only when stuff happen, when you see these things happen, they will seek you out because they want to protect themselves. And after they get what they need, they don't know you anymore.
Yeah. I see in the chat, it says the original 1807 Insurrection Act authorizes the President of the United States to use the land and naval forces to suppress insurrections or to ensure the laws of the United States or individual states are properly executed. So basically, the federal government have the military, but then the governors also have, each state have their own military, which is called the National Guard. And he has the authority now to oversee those governors and take their military, so you have the full power of all military at his leisure. What's the TV show with the Designated Survivor?
Mm-hmm.
They had an episode and a scene where the governor told the president, "You have no authority over my state. These soldiers, National Guard soldiers, are mine. I'll do what I want to do." And that can happen. So this is where this law comes in. This is where this 1807 comes in, where he has the authority now to pull a card and say, "I'm the big boss. I'm going to do what I want to do." All right. The Last Man is another gender-based apocalypse. Y'all remember this one? The Why? Where is the last man surviving? How many of y'all seen this one here?
Why the Last Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was an interesting. And there was a lot of Sodomites, Gomorrites, and stuff in that film too. There were people who looked like men, but they were taking hormone therapy to grow beards, and body modifications and stuff. Until one guy shows up, the only guy with a true dingaling and true male chromosomes and everything else. And if you see how the women were watching each other to see who was going to snatch him up first, and they threaten others, don't even think about it.
What's that scripture that says about the 10 women to grab?
It was worse than that. It was 100 women to one guy, and the guy felt overwhelmed. You know what I mean? And there were some women who try to sneak off. Like they will be watching the other women and try to sneak off to go get this guy because they haven't seen a man in a long time.
Man.
And the fever got them. The fever got them, and that was it. So he had to move on. But that guy was a simp. He was a soft dude anyway. You know what I mean? They always portray, most of the movies that we find today portray the male as being soft, weak.
Yeah. All right, look at this here. It says, this follows a mysterious event that kills every mammal with the Y chromosome. Imagine that. Now, what year was the pandemic? Anybody remember? What year was it?
What is it? 2020.
2020. All right.
19. Towards the last part of 19.
19. That's why it's
Okay.
C19.
Now read this right here, Kiefer. Exclusive.
Bill Gates interview. It will be 5 years before we are fully ready for the next pandemic.
Okay, so what year is it now?
25.
And he got a good smile on his face too. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy can promote wickedness with a smile, and nobody's gonna hold him accountable.
Yeah, because everyone's focused on the guy. They're not focused on what his parents used to do. He's just walking in his father and his mother's footstep.
Tell him, Kiefer. Tell him.
Nah, let them do the research. I'm not wasting my energy.
All right, so surviving the wilderness begins with the right mindset. This is where we're going to go into. So now we're going to shift and I'm going to show you some things on what to do, how to prepare yourself, okay? Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verses 7. 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verses 7. Read that for me over there.
Surviving in the wilderness begins with the right mindset. This often entails staying calm, rational, and positive in the face of adversity. The survival mindset is characterized by the ability to adapt to changing circumstances, think critically, and make effective decisions under pressure.
Under pressure.
Fear, panic, and negative thinking can be detrimental in a survival situation.
Because you get scared. You start to wet your pants.
This leading to poor choices and wasted energy.
Poor choices and wasted energy. So the last can of gasoline you have, you want to leave the lights on all night. You want to run the generator all night.
Yo, I need a seat.
Let's play one more. Let's playing games. Let's play one more game. Let's play one more game. Dominoes.
It was that moment that the Hebrew realized that he was screwed. And he's like, oh, shh. All right, read 2 Timothy chapter 1, verses 7.
For Elohim hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
That sound mind is the ability to adapt, to overcome, to think critically under pressure. When somebody is over you and you're trying to think, you're not going to just fumble the ball and mess the whole thing up. You're going to think, you're going to focus. You're not going to panic. You're not going to run away. You can rise to the challenge, okay? This is what we're talking about here, having the right mindset. This is where it begins. Now, I'm going to show you a video here. I want to see what y'all think about this. I'll play it twice. There's no volume to it, but it's just a video. 17 seconds. This Hebrew or Shebrew was on her way to deliver something or come back from delivering something, one of the two. And something happened, Mishpachah. I want to know how many of y'all, what y'all would have done in that moment. I'm going to play a couple times, okay? Fair use, fair use. And bring this down here. She's driving. Let me pause it a minute. See her right there? How many of our sisters are delivery drivers? Even the brothers too. Driving these big trucks. So she's in a big truck like this right here. See this this rig right here? She's in one. This is the cab camera on her because the companies have cameras, dash cams that they have both front and back. They can see in the cab if you're texting, sleeping.
For insurance purposes.
For insurance purposes, and they have it the dash cam facing outwards to protect you or the company from liability and different things. Okay, so watch now. What's happening? She's driving in her lane, minding her business. Look what happened. I paused it right there. What we see happening right here? A car comes out of nowhere, not paying attention. Boom. Where does she go? Right off the side. Look at her face. Look right up here. Look at her face. See her? I'm pausing it so you can see it. She's going 26 miles and the speed limit was 35. So she's good. She's minding her business. She's doing what she's supposed to do. but she's hanging off the side of a bridge, Mishpachah. You think she was ready for that today? You think she says, I'm going to dare myself to hang off a bridge?
You never know.
Let me go back again so you can see it again. There she is, just hand like this on her face, driving, enjoying. Probably listening to some, you know, music or something. Podcasts. Let's let it play. Now, let me go back a minute. What do you see right here? See where the arrow is? Just gonna make it a little bit big. I'll make it bigger. Right here. See right here? Can y'all see the little arrow? Yeah. All right, let me play. Pause it right there. What's happening? This car has stalled. It has its flashers on, but the people in the back that's driving behind of it is not paying attention. So the guy comes up to the car and he has to swerve off. That's why he swerved off.
So up on the woman.
And hit the car. And she goes over the rail and she's hanging there. That's the hood. She's hanging there, panicking.
Mm-hmm.
So what do y'all think, Mishpachah? What will y'all do? Have the right mindset. Are you gonna? You can say you're gonna pray, Ima. Well, obviously you're gonna pray.
Pray in my mind and open the door, try to get out.
Unless you can try and get out.
Yeah, I'll try to get out.
But Barry says she's negligent also.
Yeah. They should start calling on the Most High. You think she was no, she's a Hebrew, but do you think she was a believer? You think she was awake?
We don't know.
I'm just saying to stimulate, to make you think, because the Most High doesn't hear the prayers of sinners. That's what basically happens, okay? Fear and stress are natural responses to a survival situation, but unchecked, they can quickly become paralyzing. So look at these pictures here.
Best one is that dude right there.
You out here crying?
Yeah.
That's why in the military, the training is always on the fire. Some, things distracting. The drill sergeant would make enough noise and different things to see how you're gonna operate under stress. And he's not making this thing a personal thing. But you see, when we are as teachers teaching Israel and we say certain things, they get offended. They don't realize the reasons why things are being said is for their own safety and to save their own life. The drill sergeant doesn't know you from Adam. He's not interested in your life. He's interested in a mission, but he's also interested in saving your skin or for you to save your own self by seeing what you can and cannot do. You may be thinking that I can handle a certain situation, but you've never been through it, so you don't know what the outcome is going to be. So when you are going through these stress tests and stuff like that, it is to help you, is to bring out the best of you, so that you can go back and say, I never thought it was going to happen like this. I never thought I was going to flinch. I never thought I was going to freeze up, lock like this, right? And so you go back to the drawing board and you can ask those that came before you, what would you do in that situation? How did you overcome this thing? Because the boot camp is not like the first time they're doing this. This thing has been trying to test us for generations.
Yeah.
So they don't just come back with some new stuff. It's basically the same old stuff repeated over and over, because when everything shuts down, it's going to go right back to the basics. This is why even the scriptures tell us that things are going to be up to the horse's bridle. It didn't say to the tank bridle or to the tank top or whatever. It says to the horse's bridle. It's telling us that we're going to be going back to a time of swords, like in Revolution, that film, and horses.
They call it
not technology. Even that show with that Barack had authored. What is it? Leave the World Behind.
Yep, Leave the World Behind.
You see how electricity was chopped down to the point where people have to find other ways to survive, right?
Yeah.
That's what the scriptures has been telling us, but we still thinking in our minds that everything's gonna be okay. Just watch. Either you believe the book or you don't believe the book.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's look at some things here. We're going to go through these next couple slides that we're going to go through. We're going to look at preparation things. All right, so goal setting and motivation. Read that for me, Kiefer. Setting clear.
Setting clear goals is essential for maintaining motivation and hope in a survival situation. Goals provide a sense of purpose and direction. Survivors may set short-term objectives like building a shelter or finding food, as well as long-term goals such as signal, rescue, or reaching safety. These goals serve as a psychological anchor, keeping individuals focused on the tasks at hand.
Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to go crazy. You're going to be all over the place like a chicken with its head cut off, just flapping all over. You have to have a game plan. You sit down with your family, you have a game plan. So by yourself, a small backpack. So this is what Kiefer was talking about earlier about a go bag. And supply it with basic survival items. I'm going to show you some things. And then never leave home without it. Never leave home without it. See the brother have the Hebrew survival guide right there? He knows exactly what the Hebrew survival guide tells him. Know how to use each item. So you just don't get stuff and don't know how to operate or open it. It's like, I don't know. It just, I got the package, but I don't know how to do it. You know, like somebody would get cans, but they have no can opener. And they're like, okay, how am I going to do it? You say get a knife? A pen knife? What if they don't have a pen knife? Some stone? All right.
Yeah, but those techniques with those blunt objects is going to end up messing up, contaminating your food anyway. Either losing the food or contaminating the food or something. You're gonna. I mean, I don't think it's wise to be injured, right? With 2 spoons of Campbell's soup. That don't make any sense.
Brother Gerald, I like that. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. I like that. You hear that, Mishpachah? Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. So if you don't prepare, you're setting yourself up for a disaster. So know how to use each item and practice with them ahead of time. If you buy a bowl, if you buy a knife, if you buy whatever equipment that you have, tools, learn how to use them. Don't wait till the storm happens to try to find where the flashlight and the batteries are. You're supposed to know where it's at, how it operates. Don't wait until you are sitting in the rain with only a few minutes of daylight left to try to figure out how to start a fire. Basically. So you don't want to wait till it starts to rain. Yeah, I watch some of these survival shows, and they would get there the first day and they would be, oh, this is so beautiful, this is so nice. And they frolic around and they pick flowers and they talk on the camera and everything. And then like an hour before dark, oh, I gotta build my shelter. Oh, I gotta find this. And they start running around and it starts to rain and then all the equipment is messed up. And I shake my head and says, these people are stupid.
Hey, brother Shay, you know, one of the things that you mentioned is about know how to use something. You remember the passage in the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, where I'm sorry?
About the bow?
No, with David, right? David himself, when he said he's going to take care, he's going to kill Goliath, right? They took King Saul's equipment and gave it to David for him to do the battle. David's like, I can't use this, right? David was already trained up using other things that he's familiar with, which was effective enough for him, and that's what he used to take down Goliath. My point for bringing that up is, right, you don't think just because you see someone else with an AR-15 or whatever the case may be that you got to go out and get one of those things. You might be good with something else, you know, slingshots or darts or whatever it is. You might be, it's good to know how to use other stuff, but find something that works for you and master that thing so that you can be able to be effective in that area. That's the point I'm trying to make. because you might try to think you might be watching a whole like binge on all the Rambo series, right? All that stuff, but you got to understand, Rambo has a double, right? Right, Kifa?
Yeah.
Rambo has a double. He's sitting down in an air-conditioned van while the double is doing all the stunts and everything else, right? Then they put the shoe polish on his face, making him look like he's doing some work or he's in mud, and he's not. He's in an AC-controlled environment doing first blood.
Yep.
Reality is that you have to learn how to use something and be effective in that thing. A lot of times people fail to understand, like back in the old days when we used to use a sword and stuff, swinging a sword, imagine you're battling the enemy from morning till sunset. Just take a piece of pipe in your hand, right?
That's
and
some hard stuff.
go swing that thing to protect your life all day. You don't want to die. You want to live. And the only way you can live is to keep your hands swinging all day and dodging all day. That's hard work.
Yeah, it's like going and trying to chop a tree down. You see how fatigued it is. You get after a while, you get tired of just chopping one tree. Imagine fighting an army. It is a lot of work. Physical.
It's a lot of work. Yep.
Practice ahead of time. So these are things I want you all to think about. Okay. So look at some survival gear here. I put some pictures up here. To the left over here, you have a first aid kit. That's very important. A tourniquet, a shovel, a knife, water filtration. You have those life straws, and there's a lot of different things out there you can get from Walmart, the dollar store. You can go and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can have a simple survival bag under $20, even $10 if you really want to stretch it. But if you have some good shekels, get yourself some good things. Proper tent, raincoat, tourniquet, wire saw, survival bracelet, which has a lot of little stuff inside of it. It has a compass, it has a little knife, it has some matches, screwdriver, different things.
If you had to pick two of them in the chat, put which two you pick.
Yeah, if you had to pick two of these things here, which two would you pick? Let's see how the Mishpachah thinks of survival. They say you can only take 2 items from this. What will you take? Somebody gonna take swimming armbands.
This is mine. That's mine.
A shovel and a fire starter is yours.
Yep, that's it. That's all I need.
You gotta understand the first. If you watch, like, there's a show called Naked and Afraid, and there's 2 important things that has to be set up. Once you get that thing set up, your body will be in a more stable environment. You got to think about that, right? And you need shelter for sure, because your body cannot sustain or withstand the elements on its own. After you start losing body heat, you're susceptible to sickness, right? Your body is open to sickness, and when you have very little food, you don't have enough reserves in your body to fight those sicknesses.
Yeah.
So you need to have something to keep you warm. You got to stay covered up, sheltered up, and you got to be warm. Fire is important, because with fire you can do a lot of things. I've seen people get torn up with mosquitoes, but one of the things that comes from a fire is what?
Smoke.
It's not just smoke. The charcoal.
Heat. Charcoal.
The charcoal. You can take that, the ash.
Rub it on your skin.
The ash, yeah. That stuff will definitely protect your body from a lot of stuff.
Yeah, deter a lot of the.
You look at people in Africa and whatnot, some of the tribal people and stuff, and you see all kinds of stuff in their bodies, and you're thinking, oh, there's a bunch of nasty people, whatever. It's there for a reason.
All right, I'm looking in the chat, and let me see. Some folks are saying, let me read it here. Fire starter and water filter. Okay. Food, water, shelter. Ha ha ha. Tent, fire starter. Brother Jeff, you gonna take a tent and a fire starter? Okay. Fire starter, pliers. All right, so you have to think about all of the survival needs. You want a tent and you said fire starter. Fire starter is good. That's a good one. But what about if you have to cut something? If you got to clean something? If you got to defend yourself? The shovel can be used as a variety of different things.
Everything.
You can use this raincoat as a shelter too. You can use a knife to cut down limbs and trees and different things to put as a shelter.
Shovel will help you do everything.
Shovel can dig holes for you. This tool right here, this entrenching tool is very awesome. I mean, not say anymore, anyhow.
Cool.
Very, very good.
Remember to teach us in school that the caveman came up as being a civilized person because of tools.
Yeah.
Tools. When he discovered tools, and they show you the evolution of tools, that's what made people improve in life and everything else. So you may want to get the water bottle, but you'll get a couple drinks for the day, and that's it.
That's it. See, if you have the fire, you can boil as much water as you
Exactly.
want. I know some Hebrews don't grab a power bank. They're trying to get the last except from the cell phone. All right, let's move on. So survival gear over here. You see the guy has the pants, the wet weather gear, cold weather gear, so forth. All right, let's look at another one. This one is not labeled, but you see you have vinyl gloves over here, a flask to put some. This entrenching tool have even more stuff in it. Look at that. Blanket, knife, Ziploc bags, vinyl gloves first. So this is things that you can put in your bag that you would need, okay? You got to think of the whole picture, not just from one aspect. So let's look at the first thing. Identify your risk. Read that for me, Kiefer.
What are the hazards where you live or work?
So that's the question you want to ask yourself. What hazards do I have around me in case something happens? Remember the residents in Ohio community, Mishpachah, when the train derailed and crashed and it leaked some chemicals and the whole county was forced to evacuate? See that plumage of smoke? That's a chemical disaster. You don't want to even inhale any of that.
From the TV show Atlas Shrugged.
Continue reading.
Find out what natural or human-caused disasters pose a risk for you.
So know how close the train is from where you live. The train tracks.
Do you live near a floodplain or a chemical facility?
Do you live next to a place where they're making chemicals? Or you have a power plant or something? Or if you're down in a floodplain, meaning when it rains for 1 hour, your house is underwater. You start seeing the crocodiles and alligators swim by. And the snakes. Go ahead.
Are you prepared for an unexpected man-made disaster that can strike anytime? Those don't exist.
I know, don't exist.
No.
But to the people in Ohio, it happened. There was minding their business and a train piled up. You see right here?
Yeah. A lot of times our people will buy property which is inexpensive close to a train track or something. That's not a wise idea because of that very reason that you're pointing out there.
Now it says right here. Let me get my my little tool here. Let's see.
First of all, it's noisy, and then if something happens with all these chemicals, you'd be in trouble.
Okay, read that for me, Kiefer.
Toxic chemical from Ohio train derailment lingered in buildings for months.
It lingered in buildings for months. So you think that, okay, the smoke has cleared, I can go back home safely. All that chemical stuff is stuck on the walls, on the floor, in the soil around you.
That happened recently in off of 20 East O'Shea in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta too.
I think it was Conyers, around Conyers area.
Yep.
Where something happened and they had to evacuate like that whole area because that chemical was so hazardous.
Yep. And this was just last year this happened. Okay. So what I'm trying to paint that picture again is you don't know what's going to happen. Know the area you live in when you're selecting land to purchase or to buy or places to live. You don't want to be in areas where you have hazardous stuff coming around you. Okay, you want to be as far as possible the best you can. Number 2,
create a family disaster plan.
This is what every household should have, a disaster plan. Okay, I got to pick my children up from school at this time. My older son goes here, my daughter's here, whatever. Wherever the family is, when stuff happens, where will we meet? If a tornado occurs, an earthquake, a bomb is dropped, a train derail, an airplane crash, whatever is happening, Where will we meet? Read that for me.
Your family needs a plan that tells everyone where to meet if you have to evacuate, who you've identified as an out-of-state family contact.
So if you live, let's say you live in Texas, and Texas just got bombed, who can I call in Oklahoma that I have a family member I can go to, a Mishpachah or something? If earthquake hit California and California starts to slide away to go to the other side and join the Hawaiian Islands or something, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Continue. How to get
emergency information in your community and how to take care of your family pets.
Because you may have birds, fish, a dog, chickens, whatever, and you want to be able to take care of the animals also. Okay, the Most High put us in charge of the animals. We want to also take care of our animals too. So have a family plan. You see how the picture over here. You're teaching your children how to use a what's it called again?
Telephone.
Fire extinguisher.
A fire extinguisher. Sorry, I had a brain fog there. Fire extinguisher. How many Hebrews know how to use this? Have you ever used one before? You know you can go to your local fire department and for free they will fill it for you, or they'll come check it for you too. They'll come check it for your smoke alarms and different things like that. Okay. See the Mishpachah over here? You have a fire escape plan in case the house burns. If you live in a high-rise, an apartment, if you live upstate New York, somewhere.
You might have to do some classes, some live classes, Brother Shay. Just a few little things here and there, and clips and post it up.
Yep. All right. Practice your disaster plan. Read that one for me, Kifo.
After you have sat down with your family and written your plan, practice it.
Just don't say we're going to do this and don't practice it, because this is where you're going to look foolish. Well, I thought you said to meet me up in the Walmart parking lot. Where you are? And communication is gone. You somewhere else.
I have a disaster thing, but I cannot use it.
And also, Brother Shay, right? I think one of the things that breaks down, the first thing is communication. We as Israelites, for some reason, we require too much explanation. Have you ever seen in the scriptures where the Most High explain a lot of things that he's telling us to do?
He doesn't. He said, first I'm going to send Moses and he's going to tell you what to do. And after this, then we're going to all get our shoes and we're going to march down here. No, he just says, get up and go.
And the problem is that we have to sit down and have too much lengthy conversation for things to make sense, to make some moves. We have to be trained to the point, right? Be disciplined, I should say, to the point where you don't need to have some lengthy conversation, before you make a move. We have to learn that I don't need to. If I'm talking to you or my spouse or whomever, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should be able to have enough sense to know what to do, right? I understand what you're saying, like in the military with code words and so forth. Once you say so and so, you don't have to explain. What do you mean? To go up or go down? What do you mean? Why can't I go this way?
Yeah,
that's gonna get us killed, brethren.
This is where the practicing of your plan. Continue reading, Kiefer, like you would after a fire or after the shaking stops. The earthquake,
Know how to respond in the event of any disaster, whether to stay put indoors or whether to evacuate your neighborhood by car. If your family needs to evacuate, know the proper evacuation procedures and routes.
Basically, as a family, you should have a lingo.
Play possum.
You should know how to communicate between you and the different family members. When your father says this word, this phrase, whatever it is, pineapples. You know what pineapples mean. You know what to look out for. If he says, or your mother says this, or whatever it is, you come up with a game plan and you practice it. Especially with the children, teach them those little things. Number 4, build
a disaster supply kit for your home and car.
This is the go bag we're talking about, okay? Or bug out bag if you want to call it.
If you're stranded in your car or have to be self-sufficient at home or work until help arrives, you need to have a disaster kit with you.
So a bug out bag or a go bag right here when we go back a minute, see some of the items that we talked about here that you want to put in your backpack. So you make that list for yourself. You know what you need for your family, and you put it in the bag. Okay. Also have one for the baby, because you may forget about the little ones. The essential bug out bag. So you have a gallon of water, 1 gallon of water per person for 3 days. Non-perishable food supply for 3 days. Prescription medication for 3 days, because 3 days is like how Jonah was in the whale's belly for 3 days and 3 nights. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to explain that later. First aid kit, dust mask, tent, sleeping bag. So you have a lot of different things. Hygiene and comfort, toilet paper, camping stove, sunscreen, whatever you need here. Bar of soap, feminine products, okay? Repair tools. You know, you have tools to change a flat tire, or I know some Hebrews, they have cars that they don't have a jack.
You need multi-purpose tools, multi-purpose. Right. So
they don't have a spare tire, nothing.
Yeah, you have to be able to have versatile tools that one tool can do a few things, but you need quality multi-purpose tools, not some Harbor Freight stuff that you get one use out of it and then you got to go back to Harbor Freight to get another one.
Yep, sewing kit, water shut-off key. A water shut-off key is very important. If y'all don't know what that is, it's a tool that's shaped with a certain prong that if, say for example, a pipe bursts and is flooding all the area, you can go over to the street and you can put it in and turn it, and it locks the water off to prevent the water from causing more damage. Whatever it's a contamination or something happening, you can turn that off, okay? Or you can turn it on if you need water. There's a lot of different things that you can put for your own bug out bag or go bag. Prepare it for yourself for the worst case scenario. All right. And let me put the list here. Let me copy this here. I'll put it in the chat so y'all can have it. You can go check that out when you get a chance. All right. Number 5 and number 6.
Prepare your children. Talk to your children about what the risks are and what your family will do if disaster strikes.
Now, doesn't it say in the book of Exodus to teach your children day and night, when they wake up, when they go to school, when they sit on the table? It's the same thing. The Torah is the main thing you teach. And then you want to teach other things like this, what to do if a fire happens, if mom is not home, if dad is not home, if a car accident, this is what I want you. If I'm unresponsive, please do this for me. These are the signs for stroke. These are the signs for a heart attack. Because, you know, some people see somebody stroking and like, this actually happened. You can go on YouTube, you can look for people who would watch people having a stroke and just film it. Oh, I thought you was just dancing. Guys, they're dying and you're just filming. Know the signs of different things, okay? Number 6.
Don't forget those with special needs.
If you have a child that has special needs, because some Hebrews have children that have special needs, infants, seniors, and those with special needs must not be forgotten. So you have to prepare for them also, okay? Again, 3 days of food and water is very important. We'll get to a slide that explains that. For your pets, travel bowl, medical stuff, if you have a cat or a bird or whatever. Usually, if you have certain animals, you can let them out into the wild and they can survive on their own to some degree, okay? And this is an emergency preparedness kit for people with disabilities. You have water filtration system, non-perishable foods, first aid kit, hygiene kit, battery-powered radio. You have the ones that can crank also. The medication, if you need certain medications or certain vitamins or herbal medicinal stuff, you know where to get it from and have some supplies on hand. Okay, have your medical records in case you have to move to somewhere else. Certain amount of clothing that you would need. You don't have to pack a whole big duffel bag of clothes. You just need enough clothes for 3 days to get from point A to point B. Extra change of underwear and socks, and you could wash it with your hand and put it to dry, and you can wear it again. bedding to sleep on, pillows, blankets, those kind of things. A manual can opener. You see that right there? Again, people gonna have a bunch of cans and they're gonna know how to open. They're gonna, oh shoot, I don't know how to open this can, Kiefer. Multi-tool, like Rebbe was saying. One of them Swiss Army knives. They come in handy. They come in handy. Flashlight, light sticks, extra batteries, a whistle. Whistles are very good. Okay. Lighters, waterproof matches. Not the one with the pork on it. Backup hearing aids. For those who use hearing aids, your batteries, so you can hear when somebody's saying, watch out.
Yeah.
Something to write on. Pen, pencil, paper. Okay. If you need a cane, have one of those. And this is a good one to have. One of them collapsible ones that you can stick in your backpack or your pocket. And if you need it, you can protect yourself using this also as a means of protection. Walkers, if you need walkers. Your glasses, because you might need to have some prescription glasses that you need to have. Wheelchair, if you are bound to a wheelchair, you can suit up your wheelchair with some cool stuff on it. Take it, customize it. So you can have different compartments and things holding on there in case you can't get to the door or something. You have, some air, some water, blankets, different things on there that you can have. And a wheelchair tire repair kit. You don't want your tire to go flat and you don't have no way of patching it, okay? So these are things to think about, okay? Number 7.
Contact your local chapter of the American Red Cross today and get trained on basic first aid and CPR. Your training could save the life of a loved one or neighbor following a disaster.
Now, some places that you work gives you this type of training. Some of us may have this training already, and you update it every year, every 2 years to know what's what. Let me show a little video on this here so you can have an idea of what that is. Okay, so this one is, let's do the CPR.
While you're getting that, Brother Shay, while we can put together these types of kits and stuff, if you're not able to have certain things, we must learn also how to live off the land. Yes. And I'll give an example real quick. Most of us live in areas where we have pine trees, right? And pine tree has a lot of resources that you can get from it, benefits you can get from it. I would strongly suggest that you just take some time and look at the pine tree medicinal uses and get familiar with that, so that if you're in a jam, you'll know what part of the tree to use for certain things, because it's all around. If you have to move to the mountains, you're going to find pine trees. If you go to certain places, especially here in America, pine trees are everywhere, right? In the south, in the north, the east, the west. So learn about the pine tree itself and see what you can, because a lot of us, we forget we have things right there that can help us. All right, Brother Shay.
All right. This is, you want me to read something here? Yes, Elder.
Yeah, another thing that is good too, catcuss. Catcuss, you can eat it, you can cook it, you could get water from it. There's a lot of things you can survive on that.
It's a cactus. Let me pull up something Rebbe had sent me. Let me go back here. It says Sirach 44.
No. That's for you personally.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's just some notes for you for later on.
All right, let me play this video here. Let's look at this. Fair use, fair use.
CPR is an emergency response technique to help keep blood circulating in a person who has suffered cardiac arrest. CPR can increase...
That means if your heart stops beating, okay, cardiac arrest.
Increase chances of survival for cardiac arrest victims outside a hospital by 2 to 3 times. If you find yourself near someone having a cardiac emergency, call 911 immediately. If they are unresponsive, not breathing, and do not have a pulse, perform CPR while you await for emergency personnel to arrive. If you're unsure of what to do, listen to the emergency dispatcher for directions. Next, position the person on their back. Tilt their head back and listen for breathing. Watch to see if their chest is rising and falling. Feel for a pulse on their neck.
So you want to lay them down, tilt their head back, raise their chin up. That's called a head, chin, I'm jacking it up. Head, chin, tilt lift. So I may have said it wrong, but that's how you lift your head up, tilt it back, allow your position to align.
If no breathing or pulse is detected, begin CPR. The main purpose of CPR is to keep the blood moving so that it continues to reach the brain and other vital organs. Place one hand over the other and press firmly in the middle of the chest.
So there's something that you can learn to do. You can go to, there's certain areas that teach you these things. I know certain community colleges, schools, certain hospitals have programs that give it to you for free. Fire department will show you this also. You can go there, they will have classes that they will teach you these things too. So you can actually practice on dummies if you need to practice to get a feel of it, okay?
Begin 2 compressions per second, or 100 to 120 per minute, and press down at least 2 inches in depth with the heel of your hand. People with CPR training can pause every 15 or 20 seconds to give 2 rescue breaths, pinching the nose and blowing into the person's mouth until their chest.
And there are devices that you put over a person's mouth so you don't have contact. Okay, but this is basically for your loved ones we're talking about. We're not talking about strangers like that. You go out there and see somebody. We're talking about survival, how to deal with your family and your mishpachah.
Rises and falls. For untrained individuals, hands-only CPR can also be performed at the direction of 911 dispatchers. Continue the CPR until the person responds or until emergency responders arrive. To perform CPR on infants,
okay, so we're gonna look at the infant one now. All right, this is the infant. So if you have little lights,
2 fingers if you are the
two
sole
little
rescuer.
fingers.
Use both thumbs if another trained person is available to give
They
rescue
can hold
breaths.
them like that.
Begin 2 compressions per second, or 100 to 120 per minute. Compressions should be a bit shallower than those used
And it works. I've done that before. It works.
for adults, but the rate of compressions per minute is the same. CPR saves lives and can be a critical tool in providing emergency care wherever it is needed, and anyone can become certified through classes offered locally. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Wen.
All right, so again, Red Cross, your local schools, hospitals, fire stations, they teach you these things, okay, that you can learn CPR and basic first aid training. You go on YouTube also, you can watch more videos to learn some of these techniques, okay? All right, so what first aid skills should everyone know? Read this for me, Kiefer. 7 basic.
7 basic life-saving skills you should know for these common emergencies: cardiac arrest, CPR, and AED skills.
So the AED is that machine that you have at certain businesses have it, and it just basically a jump starter for your heart. You put it on the patch, you put it there, you press the button, it gives you the command, you clear, hit it, boom, it gives you a shock. So those things are expensive. If you try to buy AED, it's in the thousands. And I think they only give it to certain businesses because it has to be renewed every 2 years or something like that. I'm not sure on that, but I think it's every year, 2 years, 5 years, something like that. It has to be inspected. So I think you have to have not a license, but a permit or something to have an AED. But if you can buy one, it's good to have one, okay? Go ahead, choking.
Choking, back blows, abdominal thrusts, Heimlich maneuver.
So have you ever done the Heimlich maneuver? It really works. See if people who choke on some strawberries or some grapes or something. Children have candies or toys lodged. You can easily put your finger and you make a fist, put it in between the stomach, and pull up. You can do it on your own self too. Okay. Stroke.
Recognizing the signs of stroke fast.
And this is what I was telling you. Learn the signs of stroke on your own time. Go on YouTube, type in signs of stroke. It will show you what to look for if a person is having a stroke or a heart attack or something. this is what a person would be doing. So you can recognize that they know how to save or help aid to that.
Severe bleeding, first aid, tourniquet, and hemostatic dressing.
So
burns.
if you get a cut, a big cut, deep cut, if you was doing some gardening or something, or mechanics or whatever you're doing, and you happen to have a cut and you have to try and stop it, you know the points of putting a tourniquet, how to put a tourniquet, write the time, date, all the stuff on there, so you know when to change it out, or what time it was put on. That way you can try to save your limbs or your finger or whatever you're trying to save, okay? Burns.
Burns, first aid for burns, bites and stings.
And bites and stings. So we're gonna look at some things here. Let's look at bleeding first.
How much blood you can lose. Most adults can tolerate losing up to 14% of their blood volume without physical symptoms or deviation in their vital signs.
So 14% you can lose that without even feeling woozy. Okay, go ahead.
The severity of hemorrhage is divided into a class system organized by the percent of blood volume loss. Up to 15% of blood volume loss classifies as a class 1 hemorrhage.
So there are different classes. When you dig into it, when you read into it more, do some more research, it give you the classifications of the levels of bleeding. Okay, what are the 4 pressure points to stop bleeding? Go ahead.
How to stop bleeding? Use pressure points. Arm between shoulder and elbow.
Between shoulder, right here.
That's the brachial
elbow.
artery.
That's right here, if y'all can see it.
Growing area along bikini line.
That's right between your thigh and where your private is. Go ahead.
Behind the knee.
That's the right behind your knee area right there, the patella artery. Okay, and that's how you would stop those pressure points. So you see the guy have a tourniquet right here. You can make one on your own if you don't have one, but you can buy these and put in your kits, and they come in handy. That way you won't bleed out and end up losing your life or a loved one's life. All right, first aid for bleeding. This is a what you call acronym right here. RICE.
Rest, R, the injured area for 48 hours.
So if you happen to have an injury there, you want to rest it for at least 40 hours. Go ahead.
Ice the injured area for 20 minutes at a time, 4 to 8 times per day. Compress the injured area to help reduce swelling. Elevate the injured limb 6 to 10 inches above the heart.
So you want to keep it elevated above your heart. That way the blood flows back to your heart, because your heart is above, it will come back. If you keep the injury below, the blood is going to rush to that point and cause more swelling, more injury, and so forth. Okay. Burns. You may be out there trying to barbecue. Some Hebrews want to barbecue some chicken wings.
Burns are tissue damage for a variety of sources. Examples are hot liquids, the sun, flames, chemicals, electricity, and steam.
Okay, so you might be frying some chicken, in the hot grease. You out there in the sun cutting the grass all day, for if you're light skin, even some dark skin Hebrews, sometimes it can happen, depends. Barbecue, and then chemicals, far as like bleach and different agents that you have cleaning around the home, and you have electricity. Children may stick something in the socket, or you may drop your hair blower or something, and you don't want to get burned by that. Steam from hot water. Continue.
Kitchen-related injuries from hot drinks, soup, and microwave foods are common among children. Major burns need emergency medical help. Minor burns can usually be treated with first aid.
Okay.
How to relieve burn pain. If you suffer a burn, get a cool pack, not an ice pack.
So get a cool pack, not an ice pack, because you think I want to put ice. What you're doing when you put ice on it, you're damaging that area more, that tissue more. Go ahead.
Take an anti-inflammatory right away, like aspirin or ibuprofen.
Hydrocortisone.
A hydrocortisone cream also reduces redness and swelling. Aloe vera plant or gel soothes the skin and help to numb the pain.
That should be the first one. But that one actually works really, really good. That's the natural source that the Most High put there. You get aloe vera or aloes or cactus if you don't have aloes, and that sap that's in there, that gel, It really soothes and helps to relieve the pain and to start the healing process of your skin, your tissues.
Grind up some oatmeal, milk, honey, and aloe vera gel into a paste.
And I'm sure there's a lot of different home remedies out there. You can do your research and see what works, but this is just some examples of what to do. So you have the different degrees of burn: superficial, partial thickness, and full thickness. Is first, second, and third degree. You don't want to get anything beyond a second degree because it really affects your skin, okay? And it hurts. All right, let's move on. Insect bites. I know this is one that a lot of us may have experienced. Which insect stung me? Was it a honeybee? Was it a wasp, a yellow jacket, a fire ant, or a hornet? All right, honeybee, read honeybee.
Well, today you're not sure of what is what because there are a lot of chemically or bees or different
lab-made bees,
lab-made animals that can cause problems. And one of the things that's important to have in your bag is an EpiPen, if you have in those things, or some sort of carbon monoxide, bicarbonate, or something like that, to neutralize it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Anyway,
one second, brother Mike. You says put some deodorant on a burn. It helps right away. I don't know. I gotta try that. I never heard that before. I'll try that and see if it works. All right, honeybee.
Sting when threatened.
When threatened.
When threatened, leave behind stinger.
So if a honeybee stings you, it only stings when it's threatened. It's not going to come looking for you. Meaning, if you're coming to the hive and you're bothering the hive, that's when it's going. If it's out frolicking, picking up pollen and stuff from the flowers, it doesn't bother you. It'll fly around you, and its mission is to go for pollen. Now, when it's back in its hive, that's when it gets protective mode, and it protects the hive. And this will leave a stinger behind. So you'll know if you see a stinger, it was a honeybee. Continue. Next one, wasp.
Wasp. Legs dangle when flying, don't leave stinger.
So these wasps look like this when they're flying around. They don't have a stinger. They just sting you. They don't leave like that little barbel, or we want to call it, sticking out into your skin. Yellow jacket.
Nests in or on the ground, don't leave stinger, can cause skin infection.
These are the ones that swarm you. So a wasp are more like solo. They're more like, individuals. You'll find one or two, three maybe. But yellow jackets now, they come in swarms, and they have borers in the hole. They make the stuff on the ground. And they don't leave stingers, and they can cause infection, okay? Fire ants.
Sting multiple times very quickly.
So ants will keep biting you and keep stinging you. Some have stingers, some have pinchers that would just keep biting. Okay, hornet.
Yellow-faced and white-faced nest resembles paper mache.
So the hornets comes in swarms too. They're gonna have swarms and hornets. If you want, just do a little more research. Type in bees versus wasp, and you'll see the difference in the different types they have out there. Like Kifa mentioned, there's man-made ones that they come up with all types of wickedness that they
bioengineered.
Splice this and splice that and create this super bee, and the bees are bigger and all types of crazy things you'll see. All right, let's move on. Allergic reactions. And you see an EpiPen right here. I wanted to show you the price of it so you can see what it is. Read out for me. It's EpiPen.
Is EpiPen better than Benadryl?
Mm-hmm.
EpiPen does the job of an antihistamine, but it helps in more ways, and it works much faster with stronger effects. It is always the medication of choice for life-threatening allergic reactions.
Yeah, so epinephrine pin, or it comes with like this cartridge that injects. You stick it in. It gives you that boost of adrenaline that basically helps your body react to protect it from that allergic reaction. It works better than the Benadryl. The Benadryl works, but the EpiPen works faster. You stick it in you, boom, anaphylactic shock, you're good to go. and it just brings that boost back to you. Now look at the price here. This is at Walmart. $564 for a pack of 2. See that? Albertsons Pharmacy, Kroger, Walgreens. And this is the retail. So you see the difference. A pack of 1, a pack of 2. All right, let's move on. You have one to show? All right, I have one here to show. I always keep one, yeah. Yeah, they have them that come with testers too, right here. I'll show them in a minute. So they have testers. Looks like that. And then you have the real one, which comes in a 2-pack. But there are different brands, I think, that have them, as you can see. Thank you. So they're good to have. That's something good to have in your go kit, especially if you know you're allergic to. Let me go back here a minute. Bee stings, ant stings, spiders, snakes, those kind of things. You want to have something to that effect, okay? Insect bites. So let's read this here real quick.
Surviving a snake bite in the wilderness. Snake management, snakebitefoundation.org. Number 1, back away from the snake and find a safe place to sit. 2, remove anything potentially constructive near the bite. 3, if you have cell phone reception, call 911 or emergency service in your country. 4, if not, plot the safest, most expedient path to help and start hiking out.
So basically, when you're walking, you want to know the area you're walking in. You don't want to be walking around barefoot and out when you have a bunch of bushes or shrubs or whatever it is that you can get bit by a snake. I've encountered a lot of snakes over the many years of different types, different breeds that are out there that are very dangerous, poisonous, and you just have to be attentive to where you're walking and you know your surroundings. So, yeah. Not all the time. Sometimes just walking and just being in their presence, some would attack and some wouldn't. It just depends on the breed again, and if it's mating season and all those things play a factor.
And if you do get bite and you happen to have your cell phone, take a picture of the snake.
If you can, yeah.
If you can.
Do not use any of the following, it says. Tourniquets or lymphatic badges. So you don't want to keep that poison in one area. Don't try to extract it with extraction devices. Don't use electrical stimulation. Don't try and shock the area. Don't cut the area or suck it out. Some people back then would say bite the area and spit it out. No, you don't want to do that. You're causing that to go into your system even faster. Don't pressure or immobilize it. So don't hold it like that and immobilize it. And don't pack ice on it. You're going to damage your body more. Okay? Spider bites. And right here you see the most dangerous spiders include what?
Black widow.
Black widows.
Brown recluse.
Brown recluse.
A hobo spider.
Hobo spider. And you can do some more research and see these things in your area. Know what type of spiders live in your area. Then you have some non-poisonous spiders which would bite you, but it won't be anything detrimental to you. A wolf spider.
Camel spider.
Camel spider.
Jumping
spider. A banana spider. And even some what you call those big ones again? Tarantulas.
And if anybody nicknamed Spider also.
Yeah, and you would not turn to Spider-Man. So, okay, let's move on. The right clothing. We're almost finished, Mishpachar. The right clothing.
Your clothing is your primary shelter and first line of defense against the elements.
So your clothing is the primary shelter. What you put on. This is why when they left the garden, the Most High clothed them. Because now they're not in a safe space anymore. They're out in the elements of crazy world. Genesis 3 verses 7.
And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
So they try to cover themselves as a first line defense. Verses 10.
And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself.
That's Adam talking to the Most High. Go ahead. Verses
Unto
21.
Adam also and to his wife did you Elohim make coats of skin and clothed them.
So the Most High made them some clothing for their bodies, which became their first line of defense against the elements, against the sun, against the wind, the rain, and snow if it was snowing. Yeah, I have to continue. Let me see how many slides I have. Yeah, I'll have to continue. Let's see.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a part 2, Brother Shay.
Yeah,
A lot of the stuff you're bringing are very good stuff, but you can't rush through it.
Yeah, what time is it? Oh yeah, we're right there for the time. All right, so what I'll do is, Mr. McCall, we'll continue part 2. In part 2 I'll continue this, and I'll bring some more videos to share with the Mishpachah. Let me go back up here. So right clothing, knowing about insect bites, allergic reactions, understanding what type of insects you're dealing with, how to treat burns, know the acronyms of these first aid treatments, controlling bleeding, different things that you would have to know, CPR, and special needs, have a game plan, and the list goes on. So we're going to go back now to the beginning to close out. Let me go all the way back to the beginning. Almost there. All right, so we were talking about surviving the wilderness. And again, the wilderness, Mishpachah, is what? It's the world. And we're trying to maintain life by praying, practicing, and preparing your homes for what is to come. So there's a lot more that I'm gonna bring forward to kind of help us have a game plan for your families. I'm gonna put some more videos together. So hopefully we learned something tonight. And yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very good breakdown and very good information that we can add to what we already know, Mishpachah. The smallest things that we may not think that we may take for granted, don't take for granted. You know, even little things like insects. When we're exposed, we can be washing our vehicle. We can be doing a lot of things, and something as simple as a little spider the itsy bitsy spider can be on your back, and next thing you know, you're kicking. You know, trying to fight for your life. So keep that in mind. I see keep us struggling there. So let us close up. Hey, family, I want to thank you all for being here. And this is going to be part 1. Hopefully, we'll continue with a part 2.
Share this with others.
Yes, please do. And whatever you can do, it's a lot of information. We try to give you a lot because we don't know how long things are going to be up for. But you can do due diligence by researching and trying to study this thing out on your own. And as he mentioned, there's a lot of free services that you could acquire. Red Cross, the Gentiles have us in captivity. Tap into some of the free resources that they have. Maybe you can set up a little outing for your family to go from the little ones, the little lights, to grandpappy. Learn how to do CPR and different things like that. We all need to take some time out and do these important things because life is so precious. So want to thank you all for being out here tonight with us. We're looking forward for Shabbat class. We're going to be doing Q&A that was sent to me. I need to cover some of those things that Israelites had asked me about, so we will cover that. Thank you all for your love, your support, and we'll ask Elder to close out with the final prayer. And also remember the prayer team. We want to thank them for keeping the lights burning. They are also part of the Surviving the Wilderness too, and they do it on a daily basis. So Elder and Brother Benjamin, Brother King, and all the other brothers and sisters who keep the lights burning in conversation wise, we thank you, and may the Most High continue to increase you. So Elder.
All praises to the Most High. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you again for the blessing. We want to thank you for the teaching. We want to thank you for the scriptures. We want to thank you for everything that was said and done here tonight. We thank you for Brother Yonah, our teacher. We pray that I may bless him. Brother O'Shea, who teach the class tonight, we ask you to bless him, Father in heaven. Brother Kifa that read, we pray that I also will bless him, Holy Father in heaven. Thank you for everything, Father. We give you thanks and praise. for that which was done tonight. Remember those that are sick, we pray that may work a miracle in their body, that they too will be healed. They too will have a good night rest without pain, without any problem. Those that have lost their loved ones, we pray that may comfort them, their family. Be with us and guide us, Father. Dismiss us with your loving kindness and your tender mercies, and allow us to have a good night rest. Because we love you and we thank you. Through your Son, Yeshua, we pray. Amen. Let the words of our mouth
and meditation of our hearts be acceptable in your sight. For we are our strength and our Redeemer. Laila Tov, Mishpah.
Laila Tov. Love you all. Stay strong, stay sharp. Shalom.
I look at you going through, only getting stronger, stronger. You're not weak, no, that's not true. You're stronger than you know. Access willpower. Why you carry heavy, and now what you find the strength to carry. You made it through the toughest tragedy. When I see you, courage, wisdom I see. I look at you going through, only getting stronger. Weak, no, that's not true. You're stronger than you know. Access willpower. You did what seemed impossible to do, even when you thought you won't be able to. The kind of things that you have endured. You are strong and someone that I admire.